Let's get this straightened up here. Oh, my word. Oh. Greetings and salutations. Hear the voice of the bard, who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word that walked amongst the ancient trees, calling the lapsed soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the starry pole and fallen light renew. O earth, return, arise from out of the dewy grass. Night is worn and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while without turn away. The starry floor, the watery shore, is given thee to the break of day. Good to be with you, good to see you, good to have you here. It is I, your bard, your spiritual entertainer. Good to have you here. And good to see Darth Raven, good to see you. You don't have to make excuses why you're not here. I mean, I'm just an entertainer. I don't keep count of why you're not here. You know, just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself. It doesn't bother me, you know, when someone is missing. You know, I know that some people can't make it here all the time. So don't be distraught about that. It doesn't bother me. You have nothing to explain. You have nothing to explain. Good to see you again, Elliot. You've come for another round of response to your Christian fundamentalism. Am I familiar with Chris Langan's? No, I never even heard of that before. Never heard of it before. Cognitive theoretical model of the universe. No, I've never heard of that. Kedadwin 3:16, yes. I am the way, the truth, and the cauldron. No one comes to the hour but by me. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know about the scriptures. It's always good to hear about Kedadwin, you know, my goddess behind me in the morning. It's always good to have you. And Carl Sagan's, your hero, the Confucius. Good to see you, our friend here, early in the morning for many people here. Not for Truthfully, he's over there in the land of Jordan. It's the afternoon. But for people like myself, it is quite early. People are starting their days, right? Yeah, Kedadwin is a wonderful goddess, certainly. She is certainly a wonderful goddess. Glenn, you're on vodka already. Damn. Well, maybe it's a different time for you. Starting your day early with the alcoholic consumption. Now, that kind of tends to wear you down, right? You know, alcohol is, when you started off and early, it makes you tired, right? I wouldn't be able to do something like that for myself because, you know, it's too early in the day. I haven't touched alcohol for about 2 months. 2 months, you know, because I switched over to marijuana because of my arthritic condition. I'm starting to have an orange beard. You have an orange beard? A blessing from God to have an orange beard. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I don't know the purpose of that, but, you know, each of us counts our blessings, right? In our own way. In our own way, right? Now, before I got on here, I shared a YouTube short about the God of the Bible. He sends devils down to do his dirty work quite frequently. We have an example in, one of the classic examples is in 1 Samuel chapter 16. God sends an evil spirit to torment Saul. Now, does that sound right to you? Would you do that to your children? Would you let a predator into your living room to torment them? I mean, this isn't right? You have God sending evil spirits on the citizens of Abimelech in Judges chapter 9, verse 23. You have Job, of course, right? He is tormented by an evil spirit. You have the Apostle Paul given a thorn in the flesh by God to torment him. You have all of these. You have in the book of Revelation. You have God sending spirits to torment people. Does that sound right to you? I mean, it sounds inappropriate, right? Why would a father send spirits to torment his children? This is not good. Only evil fathers do that shit. Only evil fathers allow their children to torment, right? You have a ginger beard. You wouldn't let your own children be tormented, right? God doesn't torment. That contradicts his nature. Well, then the God of the Bible is not God. It can't be. This is wickedness. This is evil. That this being torments people. The whole idea, like Satan being cast down to earth. Would you let a prisoner that hurts people into your home of your children? Does that make sense to you? You have all the Revelation, yes, is coded, but this is throughout the whole Bible. God doing things to hurt people intentionally, right? That is an irresponsible father. Creates paradise but fills it with temptation. This should, I don't understand why that doesn't register with people who are religious in Christianity, like Elliot here. He says that Jesus Christ is a wonderful Savior. Well, he causes the problem for you to be saved from. The whole problem starts with the God. He's the reason why you have to be saved, and then he offers you salvation. It's like the deck is stacked, right? You are quoting Tobit. So you must be Roman Catholic, I assume. Go in and out before the glory of. Yeah, why does it have to go in and out? Why is it necessary to have? If I'm a father, I'm not going to separate myself from my children. Why do I need mediators to go between me and my children? That's wickedness right there. The whole idea of mediation in that regard, right? Adam and Eve were supposed to eat of the tree of knowledge after a certain time, though. Some people believe that, right? Some people believe that is the case. That's reasonable. But this whole stage that has been set up for a human fall is the responsibility of the deity. And it's quite inappropriate. Let's see. Am I taking questions? Certainly. Narian, of course. You tuned in yesterday, Darth Raven, saw the episode. You mentioned that you believe Jesus came through many times of reincarnation. That was, what was his name? The famous prophet of the United States, Edgar Casey. He is the one who taught that. And I thought it made sense, that it was an interesting idea, that Jesus was Adam, that he kept coming back here and trying to get it right. I thought that made sense to me. You were thinking that some truth of that makes sense. Perhaps Jesus was shown his avatars. I don't think he was Moses. It was Enoch. Yeah. Moses, to me, is not a good person. I don't know why he is treated as some type of hero. If he was someone in your neighborhood, you'd have him arrested. He is an evil person, but a mythological hero, it's understandable. But that's not what Christian people are taught, right? You're taught that Moses was real, that he did these things. And that, no one bothers to question the morality of his choices. He is no hero. He is no good person. He is wicked, just like his God. Let's see here. There's an alternate reality, and you're really getting into this alternate reality stuff, right? I don't know. I don't know if there are alternative realities. The only reality that I know is right here. And so I try to remain here in the reality that I experience. Moses is an asshole. Yeah, he is. He's not good. He's not good. Sinners, we are supposed to forgive them. What if some family members are very dark and pray to demons and never show remorse? Well, that's not your problem. That's theirs. You're still to forgive them. But you don't have to be friends with them, right? You know, I'm not a Christian. Forgiveness is a universal principle that all people should have, because your relatives or whatever, they are doing dark deeds. That's not your problem. That's their problem. Now, if these dark deeds cause you problems, then don't hang around them. If they've hurt you, you know, then the idea of forgiveness is the most powerful reality. Forgiveness is what destroys evil. You carry the pain with you when you don't forgive. You continue to do the damage that was once done to you. Forgiveness is your power to overcome it, to be greater. Now, you have to do that with wisdom. You forgive, and forgiveness is first for you, then it is for the other person. So don't hang around people who are doing dark deeds. It's not healthy. You know, as a family member, you have to be exposed to them. Perhaps like tomorrow in the United States, it is Thanksgiving. I go to see my grandmother. And there are certainly people in the family that are not healthy, that are not good. But you go to be around these people with discernment and wisdom, right? You don't allow them to push you around. Let's see here. You believe Jesus incarnated in an alternative reality. Yeah, you are free to believe what you want. I mean, that's an interesting thing. You know, but these are things you cannot prove, right? These are ideas that we find interesting, right? There's all kinds of, you know, possibilities. There's all kinds of possibilities. Salam alaikum. Good to see you. Business villain. Good to see you. Your friend at school. He incarnated in reality as your friend at school. So you believe Jesus and you are buddies in another reality, right? You know, you're free to do, you know, believe what you want here. I'm just an entertainer, right? But that's interesting, right? Eliot, Ceridwen chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the cauldron. The cauldron was with Ceridwen, and Ceridwen was with the cauldron. See, I can quote scriptures too. When you are quoting scriptures, I ignore them. I know the Bible. I was a Christian for 30 years. Before I left the church, I was very familiar with the Bible. So if you want to talk to me about spirituality, that is good. But I don't read your scriptures. I ignore them. Kim, good to see you. Kim Marie Cooper, 2585. Can we talk about a minister who does not talk religion? Yeah, you could talk about whatever you want here. Kim, this is your playground with me. We are on the playground together. This is a place of entertainment. So whatever you want to talk about, I will talk about it with you. Let's see here. You believe Jesus taught against the archons? Yeah, I think so as well. I think that you can find evidence for that within his teachings. Yeah. You also believe the spirit is just another word for consciousness? Yeah, you're free to come up with your own ideas, right? It's good that you're being creative. Yeah, these are things that we have to be creative because we have no way to prove these things. Like I experience divinity. I don't know. I can't comprehend it. I feel the love. I feel the experience. But I have no idea of its expression in terms of words. It is just love that I feel. Kim, you are such a minister. You are a minister that does not talk about religion. Tell us how you pull this off. By just doing good deeds, being kind? Is that what you do, Kim? You show your religion by the way you treat other people? Is that what you're saying? You are welcome, Nera Yan. Spiritual growth equals consciousness growing healthily. Yeah, you can come to that conclusion, right? You can come to that conclusion. Yeah, I tend to think of consciousness as not a mental faculty, but a human experience. Every part of us is conscious. Your toe, your ear, they all are in harmony. That is consciousness. Let's see. Father, now to what your message started. Now the Bible, they lie a lot about it. The Israeli God judges amongst other gods, special divine, but he is not Elohim Jahim. Yeah, well, yeah, the God of the Old Testament is not the highest God. It states that in a few places. You know, the first is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8 and 9, where you have God Most High giving, which is El Elyon, setting up all of these other gods for different nations. And Yahweh was given to the Israelis. Yeah. Chicken on the biscuits. Good to see you, friend. Technically, I'd say you're still Christian to some degree. Your foundations, or rather past circumstances, allow you to know it. Now in the present, free to evolve previous religious restrictions. You're right. Yeah, you're right. I have taken the good things of my Christianity with me, the things that I find healthy and valuable, right? Like the infinite value of the human person. You don't find that in other mythologies. You don't find that in paganism. Kedudwin's mythology, you don't find it there, right? So I certainly, you are right. I have taken that good stuff from Christianity with me. You shouldn't wear that collar. Why not? You want me to take off my clothes right here? Want me to strip down? I already don't have pants on. You want me to take the shirt off too? There's all these people trying to get me naked on here all the time. Nahum, God is jealous. Yeah, only evil gods get jealous. We are finite beings. We make bad choices. Loving fathers know that their children, they make bad choices. And mature fathers, they don't get jealous. But not the God of the Old Testament. He whines and he bitches all the time about people's affections for other deities. How can I prove my ideas? You can't. You can only prove what you experience to others by how you live. That is the only way to prove one's religion. Not by debating with people, not by getting out the pieces of paper. Look here, this is my evidence here. This person said this person did that. That doesn't do anything for anyone. The only way you can prove your religion is by living it and how you treat other people. You know, that is the only way to make your religion known to the world. You know, how do I prove my love, my wife and I, tomorrow, 26 years of marriage? How do I prove my love to her? By how I treat her, right? That is how I prove this invisible reality of love that I have. I can't just say, I love you, right? I have to demonstrate it. It has to be more than words. Remember the two twins from the 90s? Those two long-haired blonde, they had that wonderful, that More Than Words song. Some of you remember that, some of you old-timers. The Nelson brothers, remember them? From the 1989? More Than Words was the song. Let's see here. Jesus was sent by a higher God. You believe that, right? St. Francis for animals, yeah. St. Francis was a wonderful. The problem with the St. Francis is he hated his body. I mean, that's inappropriate. That's a problem in some of the, you know, the ancient medieval Christianity, the hatred for the body. That's inappropriate. There's some of the shit that they did that's celebrated today by crazy-ass Catholics. Let's see here. Olivia Maynard. If Jesus is the Son and God is the Father, is the Holy Spirit and the Mother. When I was a Christian, I believed that, yes. When I was a Christian, I certainly believed that. Who is this guy? What the hell's going on here? I don't know. What the hell is going on here? You have to make that conclusion. I can't. What was Jesus' name in Aramaic? George. George. Good morning, Jeffrey. Good to see you. Father, we are getting the same answers. I've been studying Luciferians' point of view. I don't know what a Luciferian is. You know, when I hear that word, I think of the Hale-Bopp Comet cult who wanted to fight against Luciferians. You know, remember those people back in the mid-90s? They had mass suicide to get into the Hale-Bopp Comet's tail. They were a strange group of people. Doing wrong isn't a sin. Repeating it is. Good morning, Father. There is no sin. That's bullshit. Sin implies that deities are pissed off at you. This is the narrative of primitive people, not modern people. You have to, the ancient people, every time shit happened, like an earthquake, God is pissed off. This is not how God operates. God, there is no sin. There is only good and evil. That's what you have. Oh, let's see here. Hello, user random alphabet. I'm usually really excited to you, but my heart feels hurtsy today because of the rush of memories, recent heartbreaks. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. You know, the heartbreaks that we feel are so necessary because it allows you to go to that deep wound, that deep place. And if you allow it, you can bring a lot of creativity, like writing poetry. You know, those memories they honor your effort to love and to want to be loved. That's a good thing. Now, some people, they do this inappropriately. They continue to dwell in this memory in order to, you know, try to get, you know, reconnect. And that is unhealthy. You know, the memories of hurt of a lover, right? You have to move on. You have to move on. You have to let it go. Let it serve its purpose. Write your poetry, sing your sad songs, you know, experience that. But that is something that is to pass. Don't continue in it. You know, you will be loved again. You know, this thing of being loved, it happens many, many times. We fail at it, or someone else fails at it. You know, I've wrote a lot of sad songs in my lifetime, you know, but there is someone out there who can love you, that is built for you, that is made for you. You know, sometimes, you know, we keep coming back to this life to find that person that was meant to be with us. You know, that's how I see my relationship with my wife. Always coming back, looking for one another. Always finding that wonderful love story. You know, that is out there for you. Seek it out. You will find it. Let's see. Morg was a Christian. Who is Morg? I don't know who that is. Morg official channels. Have you seen? No, I never heard of that. Never heard of Morg. That's what you've been learning, right? You've been learning this experience. The worst was Jimmy Jones. Oh, you're talking about the person that they drank all of the evil Kool-Aid, right? Yeah, there was, you know, people, sometimes they get all of their meaning from another person. This spiritual codependency, right? You know, spiritual fatherhood, spiritual motherhood, you're supposed to bring those people to a place where they can make their own decisions, that they can grow up. But these evil people, like, as a former clergyman, I met people like Jim Jones all the time. I worked with them. They might not have done the Kool-Aid trick, but they kept people in a place where they could not grow, where they could not develop. There's an important passage in the scripture that it says that apostles and prophets and teachers are given so that you could come to a place where you don't need them anymore, a place of maturity. But that's not what the church wants, because if you come to that place, you don't need the church anymore, right? So they keep you in this bondage, always needing the pastor. You should be able to not need your pastor, your guru, your leader. You need to learn to lead. You need to learn to go out on your own. Now, some people aren't capable of that. Some people, the intellect that they have is not capable of maturing for whatever psychological reasons, or, because of their brain chemistry, right? But you should be helping people to be transformed if you are a spiritual leader. Helping people, as a father, I have 8 children. I don't want them to be dependent upon me. I want them to grow up. That is true spiritual fatherhood. Do I know what a concerta and a Ritalian are? No, I never heard of that. Craig, nice to see you. Good to see you, Craig. Thank you for your words of wisdom, Bard. I will move on from this. The thought of being loved once again is worth the perseverance. Yeah, you certainly will. I mean, we were meant to be loved, right? This is our quest in life, in one form or another. By your goddess or your god or your lover here, in one form or another, right? In smaller words, after finding you, I have studied druids of life loving the earth, not screaming to destroy that, and morgue officials channel. That more and more I look into studying without fear. Now I have to check out this morgue first. Yeah. Druidry offers the world a way to reconnect again with the natural. This has been lost in the world, or forgotten, wherever you want to put it. And one of the agents of helping the world to forget our connection to the natural, to the earth, is the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Now, certainly within these traditions, you have earth-based spirituality. That's how I came to know Druidry, through some of the teachings of Hesychism of the Eastern Church, seeing how these fathers of this church were able to see that your very breath is a way to connect with the divine. That led me into Druidry. I could not find people that were teaching this in Christianity, so I turned to Druidry. And Druidry is very open. It allows you to be Christian, it allows you to be Muslim, allows you to be whatever religion you want to be. It offers you a path of earth-based spirituality. Eventually, I left Christianity in this journey, right? I left Christianity 30 years. I'm very new to being a heathen. But, earth-based spirituality is natural spirituality. It is what you are. Being a druid is what we are. The archetype within humanity, the greatest, is the high priest of the natural, the high priest of creation, whatever you want to call it. That is your natural disposition. This has been lost. This has been forgotten. There's too many religions out there that teach transcendence, getting away from what is here, trying to find yourself in another opposite world. Everything that you need for spiritual experience is right here. You are everything that is natural. Your environment, the idea of the Druid's Grove, which I have my own that I go to every week. It's an internal and an external place that I experience. It's a way for you to connect with what is divine. I really enjoy the mythology of the Garden of Eden, because within this, it could be interpreted many ways. You have this divine being that commissions the Adam and the Eve characters to make the rest of the world Eden. Eden is where these characters were able to connect with the divine. The garden was the place to meet the God. And the exile from the garden implies you are no longer able to connect to God through the natural. So that's why I like that mythology, because that's what I see as a practitioner of druidry, the ability to connect to the divine through my trees, through my animals, through the very air that I breathe, through my very flesh. There is no separation from the divine. And what is natural is meant for you to experience that which is divine. We have been detached from this, especially with our technological age. No one goes outside. We are trapped in virtual worlds, our video games, our entertainment. This is something that is taking us away from the natural. You need your mental health depends upon your bare feet touching the grass. It depends on you watching the sunset, gazing at the stars, looking at the moon, going out into the woods. Your mental health is dependent upon this. And I see, in my country, the mental health decline continues to grow as much as we, every time we leave the natural. We're destroying our world. We have an environmental crisis, right? And that is because we don't know how to connect with the world. We don't know how to connect to what is natural. If you're harming the earth is a sign of mental instability, right? The earth is you. You are the earth. It is part of you. And if you don't learn how to, the earth is designed to give to a mother's milk. But what we are doing to the earth is destroying her. We are not taking what we need for sufficiency. We are taking more and more and more than we need. And we're destroying our earth. We're destroying ourselves in the process. And this is very unfortunate. Okay. Finn, nice to see you. Good to have you here, Finn. Let's see here. Okay, let me catch up to you. You love it when we could talk in peace? Yeah. Without the Christian fundamentalists coming here and invading us. I truly believe this is all evil. You think that I am evil? Is that what you're implying? Raquel or Rachel, of your name is, you think that I am evil? Can you demonstrate the evils I have done in the world? Can you tell me how I am being evil to other people? By having conversations with them about topics you may not agree with, you consider that evil? I think that is inappropriate to judge me just because I don't have the same ideas that you do. These Christian people that come on here, they are supposed to be people of love, right? And they come on here, they don't know who I am, and they say that I am a devil. You might not agree with me, that's fine. But I am not against your Christ. I think Jesus is a wonderful being. Think about this, Christians that call me names. Jesus' own apostles saw someone casting out devils. And what did the apostles do? They started shitting their pants. Like, what are we going to do? He is doing this. He's not with us. And what did the Christ say? He said, he who is not against us is for us. Right? Why can't you think that way? Why are you so threatened by me, by having conversations with other people? I need to check out Ahmadi Religion of Peace and Light. Rational Heretic. Yeah, there's all kinds of interesting philosophies in the world. Our Celtic chieftain has arrived. Good to have you here. Yes, I am right. Yahweh is the devil in the Bible, right? Oh, let's see here. Where am I at? Where am I at? Trying to get through catch up with your comments. Even the devil comes as an angel of light. Well, how do you know that your God is not a devil? How do you know? Look at the way you're acting. You're very compulsive. Do you think that's appropriate? You're acting irrationally. Sounds like your God is the devil here, by the way you're acting. I don't want to serve a devil. I don't want to have devils in me. I want to help people. I want to encourage people. I want to inspire people. Just because I'm not doing it the way you want me to doesn't make me a devil worshiper. Let's see. Good morning, Vixen, our good friend, Vixen, servant of Anubis. Good to have you here. Idle industries. I just wish we were trying to achieve perfect natural systems instead of perfect sterile systems. Yeah, that's what's happening, right? You're destroying, like, look at the soil of industrial farms. At some point, they can't farm anymore because they've destroyed the soil. They pump so many damn chemicals into these soils that it turns into a dust bowl. This is wickedness. But people aren't able to see that because they are not connected to the natural. They live in a fake, false world where they are not connected. They see it as only something to benefit their own selfish desire. Christians try to bury the druids here. Yeah, Christianity is responsible for many horrific things in our history, destroying whole cultures, burning people alive, torturing them. Yeah, I am not a fan of the history. Praise the cauldron of Caledon. Bro, you are even an actual Catholic priest. You are some bonkers cosplayer. I am the high priest of spiritual entertainment. And the wisdom I see, you say I am trying to pretend that I'm wise. My wisdom has helped me to see that I might not be real in your idea, but to me, you are a very real asshole. That's what I see. Your feet in the dewy grass. The devil can appear as an angel as he did to Muhammad in the cave. Yeah, you can make that argument, right? Yeah, to me, the jury's still out at some of these. The way that these prophets are depicted, they are inappropriate. People like to rearrange what people say for their own personal gain. It was easy to do that back then, right? You can't get away with that shit today, right? It's true and you know it. What, that you're a dickhead? Yeah, I believe that. Who is the lady behind me? That is my goddess Caledon. Yeah, he is ignorant, right? How about what is an STD? I don't know what the hell that is. What is that? Good morning, Joshua, with the many wives, our good Christian friend here, trying to convert us. Good to see you. Tyler, RC does not have the monopoly on the... Yes, it's quite obvious, right? When I was a Christian, when I was in the Catholic Church, I wore this to get people into the church, right? Now I wear it to get you out. And I learned that Orthodox ministers wear this, Lutherans, Baptists, and I am a high priest of spiritual entertainment, so that I wear the clergy shirt. It is appropriate. It's not just Roman Catholics. Romans Catholics actually got it from the Episcopalians or the Anglicans. I can't remember which one. They are the ones who created that. I may be cosplaying, but you're a real dick. I mean, you don't have to dress up for it. Just your very words reveal it to all of our community here. Let's see. Let's see here. Guy face, what the hell? I'm a Christian. Yeah, you're a fundamentalist Christian, we know. I want to know why this guy is pretending. I want to know why you're a dick. I mean, why are Christians always dickheads on here? Not you. Some of you are friends here that are Christian, that want to, try, like, who's a Christian on here? Jaden, you're a Christian. Elliot's a Christian. It's not been inappropriate. There's a few Christians on here, that, there's, they have fundamental. Joshua with many wives is a Christian. There are Christians on here that don't act like dickheads like you. That's what I want to know. Why do Christians, think that they could help lead people to their religion by being dickheads? That's a question I'd like an answer to. Let's see here. Yes, they're crying, right? What if I told you you are an 8-year-old boy? Then I would remove you immediately from my channel. This is for adults. I would do that immediately. So get the hell out of here if you're under 18. I don't want you here. We talk about penises and shit on here. This isn't a place for children. Let's see here. Priest on normal Joes, yeah. Let me up. Now you guys need to keep it down. All right, I'm on a show. Keep it down. Get to your stations. Watch your TV programs. Keep it down, please. I had to. All of my children are home, because they have school off this week. Your God, John Luke Picard. Your God unalives children. So your God must be the God of the Bible. Captain John Luke Picard here. Yeah, it's quite wicked, right? Sends devils. Yeah, right before I got on here, I released a YouTube short. Some of you could check that out. Pudding. You could check it out right before I got on. There are many, many passages in the Bible where God sends devils to torment people. Could you imagine your father sending a predator to hang out with your children? What kind of God does that? An evil one, right? Let's see here. Yeah, I guess he thinks you're a dick. It's not worth answering it. Yeah, whatever answers you give to them, they'll still be a dick. When your God's a dick, you'll always be one to people. So you can't. How do you reason with a penis, right? A penis does not have ears or eyes. So you ever try to have a conversation with your penis? That's what it's like here. This guy is a dick. So everything that you say to him, he is not going to have a rational conversation. Dicks are dicks. They just want to insert themselves and, be what they are. Let's see here. You're not that kind of Christian. Okay. Okay. You're an atheist, but I do like your channel. Yeah, there's a lot of atheists in our community, Andy. I'm a spiritual entertainer, and I get along with all people that, don't want to force their religion on you, right? Or ideas. I love, I've learned from other people, whether you're atheist or religious, I learned from you. And me leaving Christianity with my atheist friends, you are very helpful to me, like Christopher Hitchens, Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, and Alex O'Connor. He's not an atheist, he's an agnostic. Listening to these people have helped me to see that a lot of things in Christianity is just bullshit. So thank you for your support, Andy. I appreciate you. Yeah, I've never given up God. I have just given up. Most atheists today, they are against inappropriate. Most atheists are. They don't mind if your religion is good for you, healthy for you. They don't care. They're like, as long as you're being a good person, believe whatever the hell you want to believe, right? Most atheists are like that. but there's a lot of evil shit in Christianity that is pretty obvious. Oh, whoa, Brother Deacon, language, please. I've never heard that from you. Don't let these trolls. It is not anger. It is an expression. Sorry, John. I'm a real person. I talk like this. I am not going to pretend that I don't use language. Now, when I worked in the church, obviously, I did not use this kind of language, right? When I first started this channel, it was a Christian channel. Now it is not a Christian channel. I can be honest to people. I can be who I am. I don't have to pretend and put a religious face on. So if you are offended by my language, there's nothing I can do about that. I will continue to address people who are being dickheads and calling them for what they are. And as you've noticed, I did not yell. I did not scream. It is not anger that I'm expressing. I'm just exposing these people for what they are. And I allow them to remain in the chat as long as they're not being inappropriate, because I want to demonstrate the obvious fact of what fundamentalism does to people. It allows them to act inappropriately. Okay, yeah. We love everyone here. Yes, Finn, thank you. Okay, let me see if I can catch up to your comments here. A little bit behind here. Oh, there we at. Where are we at? Yeah, I tried to get to everyone's comments, as a courtesy to you. Yeah, it's Inquisitor Bacon. Good to see our good friend, the Inquisitor Bacon, making sure that we're not doing everything. Not everything must be not kosher here. This is a non-kosher zone. Inquisitor Bacon throwing around his ham and his pork chops and things. How is it swinging, Sayak? To the left today. Thank you for asking. Zachary Jones. So are you what? What am I? I don't know. I don't know what I'm an entertainer. That's what I am. With Keredu and my goddess in the background here. I'm going to listen to you while I study from now on. Thank you. Thank you for using me as the background for your studies. Yeah, we're all children of God, not just Christians. And one of the evils of Christianity is God won't like you because of what you believe in. That's not how real fathers operate. I don't give a shit what my children believe in. They believe in all kinds of shit, but I love them, all of them. Some of them might believe things that are unhealthy, but they're still my children. I'm not going to abandon them just because they have the wrong beliefs. That is how the New Testament describes God. He that believeth not is condemned. That's bullshit. That is not how a good God operates. That's how an evil God operates. I wonder why people cannot see it. Well, it took me 30 years. You can't see this agenda to control you. It is all there to make you afraid. Real fathers who love you, you want to return that love freely. You're not compelled into it. Like, this God is nice. I like this God. He loves me. I want to love him too. I don't need laws and regulations. I just want to, continue to share this experience of love. Good morning, Pudding. Good morning to you. Yeah, thank you, John Luke Picard. Yes. Hail the Thalmor. No, the Thalmor are trying to get rid of our great Talos. No, we can't have that. You have interesting viewpoints and are funny. Yeah, this is what you find here. That's why it is called spiritual entertainment. I try to balance comedy, satire, with spirituality. Only few people have this talent, and I am one. Asking a question doesn't make you a dick. No, just being who you are, Tyler, that reveals it all to us. Kyle, good to see our good friend Kyle. Good to have you here. The evil god of homework and school strikes again. Yeah, Gwendolyn. Yeah, good to see her. The high priest of the orchard is here, Gwendolyn. Good to have you here, Gwendolyn. Yeah, my kids have school off all week long here because of the Thanksgiving break. So they're all having, you can hear them screaming in the other room. They're always fighting with one another about video games or whatever. You looked at me funny. You wrote it as a Catholic to convert. Now he wears it to deconstruct. Yeah, I led thousands of people into the church with this uniform, and now I try to lead them out to make up for my horrible deeds of bringing people into an institution that controls you with fear. Thank you, Jackery. Thank you. Tetra, the goddess rules. I agree. The goddess rules. Yeah, the evil God of the Bible is not good. Yep. He just said why he wears it. Yep, I did. The King James Bible is disturbing. Every Bible is disturbing. And that is not a good God. You guys are weird. God can do what he wants. Yeah, that's the excuse that Christians will make. God's ways aren't our ways. If God acted like one of you, a human being, this God of the Bible, you would certainly find him evil. You would lock his ass up in prison. Leave. Okay. Get out of here. This one of my kids was hovering over me here. Yeah, I don't know why people can't see that. Chilling, brother. You went to the doc yesterday. Well, I hope that you're doing better. Why all red and shaky? What do you mean by that? What, do I appear changing in colors here? Hail Philidius. See, I can't. You'll have to send me a phonetic saying for your. It is a god or a goddess. I don't know what it is. Of agriculture, right? Didn't King James make his version of the Bible just so his wives couldn't divorce him? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I know that he was the things like his anti-witch manuals were expression of his hatred of his own homosexuality, blaming women and stuff. He was very anti-woman, Mr. King James. The God of the Bible is worth your time. That's right. I'm confused. Is this a cult? Yes, it is. I am a cult leader. If you want to join my cult, people who are watching, just like and subscribe. It's real simple. And I do this for a living. You can join our Discord community. See, I'm losing my voice. The Discord community. There's a join button over there. For the price of a small, medium, or large coffee, you can join us on our Discord community, where we have people there that are atheists, that are pagan, and that are monotheists. And we have people that are aliens. We have people that are gods. All kinds of strange people on there that you would find great company with. Nice to see you, Sam. I don't understand. Atheists seems illogical. No, atheists they don't like pretending, right? A lot of religions like Christianity, they want you to pretend. Just believe. Blessed are those who believe and don't see. Thomas. Well, most people of intelligence, they don't like make-believe. They want something real, something of substance. So they choose not to pretend. And that is understandable. I would be an atheist, certainly, had I not experienced my goddess. That allows me, that is my evidence. And if you don't experience a divinity, become an atheist. It makes sense to me. But I think an agnostic is the way, that you should leave the door open. When you close yourself to the reality of the divine, I mean, when you choose purposely not to see connections, like Nietzsche said, to ignore coincidences, right? To recognize that as just a pattern of your brain putting things together. But you're never going to experience a divinity with that type of mentality. I think you should use, science is often used to prove that there is no divine. Why not seek to reform sciences that are open to greater understandings and mysteries of the cosmos, the understanding of that there are greater beings, greater realities? I think that's an appropriate use of science. I was critical before I understood what a bard is. Thank you for what you do. Yeah, the bard has many different aspects. Mine is one of storytelling, of entertainment, of encouraging people, inspiring people, sharing my stories on the road of life. That is my bardic work and comedy. The bards are the people who preserve our culture. The bards are in which every culture is built upon. They are the myth weavers, the storytellers. And that is, I continue that tradition of my ancestors in my own way. Some bards are musicians, and some bards are, like myself, storyteller. We all do it differently, and we all get the job done. Out of John, I just ignore scriptures. I don't. If you're quoting the Bible, I'm not interested. If you want to talk to me about your spirituality, that's wonderful. Don't copy and paste Bible verses, because I'll just ignore it. I'll just give it back to you. Kedadwin 3:16. I am the way, the truth, and the cauldron. No one comes to the Awan but by me. See, I'm not interested in your scriptures. I don't think Gwendolyn likes to be called Wendy. I think she prefers just Gwendolyn. That would be appropriate to do. Some people don't like nicknames and things like that. You have a sister, that's why you were using that. Barry Brigadier, you like the King James Version of the Bible? Tetra, you're no hero, but God teaches you to be righteous. What is righteousness? Torturing and raping and pillage? That's what your God teaches people to do. Theism is inherently irrational by the definition of rational. It's disgusting to act otherwise. Theism is not irrational. We are rational beings who try to find answers to what is and what is not. That is a rational act. To say otherwise is irrational. I really like Sam Harris. He's an atheist that I could certainly sit down with, because he understands that the human experience, what we sometimes call God, is actually us. He understands the mystical dimension. These certain forms of atheism are really, for some people, very fundamentalistic. Always having to prove that there is no divinity. That is an irrational quest. Okay. Religion is irrational? I don't see that. Religion is part of our humanity. Religion has the potential to preserve human greatness, human value. Religion is an aspect of our human condition. And to say otherwise is irrational. Religion has given us the greatest works of art, that we have in the world. I mean, it's really, inappropriate to say otherwise. You have to, some of my atheist friends, you have to leave your fundamentalism. You were perhaps a Christian fundamentalist, and now you continue to do the same thing as an atheist. You don't have to disprove religion. Just be confident with your own values, your own way of understanding the world. You know, that is, you really make yourself irrational when you are going on religious people's channels. And this is what I experience a lot here, trying to disprove religion. Richard Dawkins doesn't do that. He doesn't go on people's channels, you know, talking about how irrational religion is. Oh, where am I at here? Trying to catch up to your comments. Trying to get, wow, I'm a little bit behind, you guys want a soft Superman God, crybabies? No, we don't want a God who's a dickhead like yours. That should be a rational choice. To choose a God who is not violent, that hurts people. You know, a loving father figure or mother, that would be a rational thing to you. But people who choose the biblical God, that to me is an irrational act. You know, and to defend it, you know, the horrible shit in the Bible, you defend it. That to me, that is irrational. It costs money to change your name in the US, and I want all the letters I paid for. A very good point. I like the thing about exposing. Yeah. Good morning, Natalie. Good to see Reiki Master Natalie. Good to have you here. Father Deacon, I had a weird dream with crabs. Well, maybe you should go to a doctor and have a look downstairs. I rebuke everyone who's kosher in the name of the chat. Yeah. Henry, the VII, who created his own church so he didn't have to divorce his wives. Yeah. You don't want a soft God. You want a God with an erection. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that was last night. We talked a lot about that last night in our erectile dysfunction. Tuesday nights, we get together to talk to our friends who suffer from erectile dysfunction to try to encourage you, right? Oh, whining Greg is here, always coming on here whining, holding my God as a cartoon figure. Well, your God is a violent prick. How about that? Everything is better with bacon. In the Bible, it says to love your neighbor and keep your enemies close. No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that at all. That's a philosophy. That is a philosophical term. It says love your neighbor. That's it. That's what it says. Oh, Natalie, yeah, the demon fingers, right? You Christian fundamentalists, you need to convert our Reiki master here. She's always doing the Reiki with her energies out of her fingers. Where did all that energy come from, right? All right. Sherry, I hope you enjoy your little demon because wants you to leave you year on year. What the hell are you talking about, Sherry? I hope you enjoy your Christian fundamentalism because it keeps making you return here to whine about my goddess, Kedadwin, over and over again. It's not all about y'all. Yes, it is. This is our story in life. What many religious people is they commit existential suicide. They just give their choice making and lives over to an entity that promises to do all the work for you. I mean, it's really, I remember one time my spiritual father, who was a Christian, he says, the church sometimes replaces God. And that is certainly a truth. You truly see, you cannot unsee. Advataya. What would a devoted Christian's opinion on the hidden gods? Well, a lot of them would say they are devils. For me, I am not a Christian, and I love Hinduism. There's a lot of beauty in it. I read until Genesis 3:22, where it says, I have the mind of God. You know what is right and wrong, and then you get punished for it, right? Our good friend, the rabbi, is here. Answering, this is, Inquisitor Bacon and the rabbi here going at it with what really is not kosher, what really is kosher. The Ask the Rabbi segment has begun with our good friend the rabbi here. Good to see you again, Rabbi Abraham of Israel. He is an Israeli Orthodox rabbi. Good to have you here, our friend. Please forgive my, some Jewish people, they're able to look at their Bibles as commentary. My main problem is how Christians understand their Bible, as this is how God really is. Most people of intelligence and religions can understand, like myself, it's mythology for me. But some of the things I say probably the rabbi won't like. Let's see. I'd rather serve a God than an evil one. Yeah, that makes sense. What is this weird shit? It's called entertainment. That's what it is. Is this a new religion? Yes, it is a new religion. I am a cult leader. Talos. Yes, hail Talos. Whining Greg. A good God is a father who protects us from evil. Nope, that's not what your God does. Your God torments you. He tortures you, and if you're not obedient, he'll destroy you. That's what your God does. This is Eliot, fundamentalist Eliot. All scripture is given by inspiration of God. That's not what it says in the Greek. Read it with your Greek lexicon. It says life-giving. So you even have to change your own, when you ask a Christian to prove that the Bible is the Word of God, they will quote this verse, 2 Timothy. That's called a circular argument. It's like when the Pope says, I'm infallible because I said I'm infallible. That's called a circular argument. The Bible is not God's Word. It is a mythology. You certainly can find good things about deity in it. But if you take it all as inspired, then you have to defend gods who command rape, that command the ending of children's lives, that want to torment you for all eternity just for having the wrong ideas. It is not God's word. You ate a giant's toe? Damn. Oh, the fake sin. Yep, shaking in your boots. You like Buddhist teaching the most? Yes, I do. For me as well. I really like the Buddhist teaching about when you see something good in other people's religion or philosophy, to use it for yourself. You take everything you need, right? Some skooma with your coffee today, yeah. Extra skooma for me. Greg, free will to obey is a contradiction in terms. Yeah, you can be my slave. You have free will, right? Come on, man. You are lost. God is good. Always. That's Satan. Well, you know what? Why I think that you are full of crap. Because when I read, for instance, 1 Samuel chapter 16:14, it says God sends an evil spirit to torment Saul. There's many, many verses like this throughout the Bible. It shows me that your God is not good. Now, as a mythology, I understand that the ancient Hebrews, they blamed all shit on God. God did all of, they weren't able to distinguish from events happening. Like perhaps he had a mental illness. They'll say, no, God did it. They did not have the knowledge and wisdom that we have today. But for the Christian, you really believe that God sends evil spirits to torment people. I mean, that tells me that your God is not good. You found out who you were? Good. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Satan is hot. You think so? James was gay. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that there's a lot of, some of our religious traditions, they don't like their gayness, so they blame other people. The whole narrative that I find in the Old Testament where the fire and brimstone upon the gays and stuff is just a closet form of homosexuality where they hate themselves. Satan has a six-pack, and it's not, and it's the best kind of beer. It isn't the best. It isn't that nasty American beer. You are the king of mimics. Wonderful. Well, roll me a d20. Now, for my community members, I have a bunch of those emojis. I had a d20 in that one. Now there is a cauldron. Now there is a rabbit and a hamster, I believe. So you have more emojis to choose from our community members. You like our cult here. You project your own reality. Careful what you focus on. Projection of reality comes from perception of reality, right? God hides behind his throne because he's afraid of us. The cult of anti-dickheads, yeah. Are you a Catholic priest? No, I left the Catholic Church. I am the high priest of spiritual entertainment. Let's see. Mushrooms. The only thing worse than a liar is a liar that's also a hypocrite. Is that what you say I am? I am a liar and a hypocrite. Can you please demonstrate for me the evidence that I am a liar and a hypocrite? Some of these people, they make their accusations and run, right? To me, that is an act of cowardice. Calling me names and running away. I think it's you hide behind your monitor, your information screen here, and you run away. God can make a rock so heavy he can't lift it, but Satan can squat it. Yeah. It truly isn't Christian-like to show such unkindness because you disagree with others. Yeah. It just tells me that your God is not good, right? Like our rabbi friend here. Obviously, he doesn't agree with my paganism, right? But he's able to come here and have conversations with people, right? That is an appropriate use of your religion. You don't use it to destroy other people. You use it to heal. You use it to enter into conversations, perhaps to help people see things differently. Christianity mushroom, yeah. We have a problem. Okay. What's going on here? Yeah. People don't know what a mimic is, and everyone's ignoring them. Yeah, the mimics are everywhere, right? My Dungeons and Dragons group that plays here every Friday night, they almost opened a mimic chest. Yeah. At level 1, it would have been certain doom. Let's see here. Let's see. You're going to play some more Warhammer 40k. Rogue Trader. That's the one. That's on Steam. That was a good game. When it first came out, it was terrible. It had so many damn bugs. I had like this really popular review of it. I'm like, this is what the game says. The name of the game says it all. Rogue Trader. I mean, it was terrible in the beginning. So many damn bugs. I really hate that company that made the Pathfinder games and the Warhammer games. I forgot the name of the company, but they're terrible. They release games unfinished. I remember when that first Pathfinder game, Kingmaker, came out. I knew some of the developers, and I was told we were forced to release it. We know that it is incomplete, in hopes that they would generate more revenue so we can finish it. I mean, I mean, it was terrible. Pathfinder Kingmaker when it came out, and the second one. I mean, this is a real shitty company, and I don't plan on ever buying products from them again. But until they're complete, I mean, let's see, 2.0 dropped. What 2.0 for the Rogue Trader came out? Jesus has some good teachings, but we don't believe in him as our Messiah. Yeah. Hey, you need to keep it down. Everyone can hear you. Please stop it. Get to your stations. Stay away from one another. Max, get on your computer. Vlad, take the television. Nico, go over there with your Switch or whatever the heck it is called. I got to organize their entertainment. Let's see here. Where are we going here? He's so far behind in the chat already. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. Hail Odin. You can't see the mimic? No. Finn, you left the Catholic Church 30 years ago. Sam Harris knows how to have a conversation. Yeah, he's wonderful. He's a wonderful atheist. Yeah, I think that he is open to seeing the mystical in humanity. If you can't see, Yahweh is evil. You don't have the Holy Spirit. Yeah. John Michael, you are lost. Yes, I am. Will you help me to be found? Or are you just going to come here and be a jerk? Will you help me to be found? See, Christians like to insult people with their righteousness. They always love calling people names and stuff. That's not what your Christ would do, right? He didn't go around insulting people in order to save them. The truth is, God is a girl, and the universe is a special what? Okay. Hail Goza and Zulo. Yeah, don't cross your streams today, Catfinder. Be careful. Oh, let me try to catch up here. I'm a little bit behind. Here. Play nice, folks. Personally, I worship Grandfather Nurgle. What the hell is that? I've never heard of a Grandfather Nurgle before. Interesting. Just Keradwin for me. Death is the belief of time. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for your subscription. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I just hit 9K yesterday. You know, I started doing this every day in March. Around March, I started doing this every day to entertain you, and I appreciate people who support me. I thank you very much. You like and subscribe. I do this every day. Every morning, I release YouTube shorts from various religious traditions, and I also do these live shows just about every day. I take a few days off. I won't be here tonight, and I won't be here tomorrow night, but every morning I will be here. Stranger Things comes out today, the new season, so I want to catch up. Me and my wife are going to watch that this evening. Some of you love Stranger Things, so I won't be here this evening. But yeah, you can also, I got to break up a fight. I'll be right back. Who's fighting? Stay there. Put your headset on. Turn your TV. You don't want to hear it. You understand? I will take your TV away with me. And then do not listen to it. Charge your headset. But you listen it. You don't charge it. Find one. Yeah, because you like to talk to the others. Nikolai, you find him a new charger right now. Find him a new charger. Find him a new charger in the house. Go ask your sisters for one. Or give him this one. Find your sister's charger. All right, I have returned. Everyone's fighting over devices. One of my sons, his headset was not charged because he left the wire down, and my rabbits came and made a chomp, chomp, chomp on it. Yeah, you can't leave wires laying around here. My rabbits love to eat all wires. You like sweet potato? Actually, I'm taking back my anger. My favorite Thanksgiving food is turkey, cranberry stuffing, gravy sandwiched the next day. You know, I love the turkey. Yes, the turkey is wonderful, and also the pumpkin pies. Yes, yeah, we're going to Grandma's house tomorrow. She lives about an hour and a half away. She's one of those, they call them snowbirds. They live up north and they come down to Florida for the winter. She's like 91 years old. She's pretty old. She was around when there was dinosaurs and everything. They found an ancient wand with a ruby set in it that could work as a laser. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that was one of my older sons in the background there. The vibration of crystals are not woo, woo, woo. The resonance is factual and tangible. We wouldn't be connected this way without them. Yeah, there's natural energies within the world. Yeah, we need, researchers needed to utilize these things. That is, there's natural energies and everything, healing energies, different type of energies. And a lot of people, like our Reiki master here, Natalie, she knows how to utilize. So next Tuesday evening, our good friend Natalie here we are giving her an interview on here to talk about Reiki. So have your questions ready. The next Tuesday evening, I think around 4:35. I don't remember what time. We will be on here to talk about interview. I'll take the witch to the back. You like Keradwin? She's a wonderful goddess. Wonderful goddess. As I tell people, I used to put her behind me just to piss off Christians. And then she started showing up. She's like, I like what you're doing. Keradwin, this is your playground today. You remember going to confession as a young man. I was so scared to tell the priest my sins. I lied to him. Yeah, it's confession of the sin. They make it, this is how, in cults, this is how they control you, because you've invested all of your deep, dark secrets, right, into the organization. That's a tactic of cults, to control you. Like, I think in Scientology, they record all of your bullshit. And if you turn against them, they will blackmail you, right? Nice to see you, sweetie Big Toe. I bet you're a fake priest. I bet you're a real dickhead. Someone pour gravy down my throat. It's good to discipline your children in love when they do wrong. Well, what your God isn't called discipline, it's called torture. Yeah, they get all these prescriptions, right? Nice to see you, James. Good to see you. All right, here's Greg proving our point here. 1 Samuel 16 says, Saul was disobedient. That's why God sent an evil spirit to torment him. Why are you a father, Greg? Would you send a child molester to hang out with your children to discipline them? Do you think that's appropriate? I mean, this is really evil shit here. Good morning to you, skooma dealer. Yeah, we have all of our skooma lined up here. What religion am I in? I am in the religion of spiritual entertainment. It's kind of gay to love a guy in the sky. Why? Nasty America. Can you give examples? Budweiser? Michelob? I mean, look at that. Gwendolyn has all of the access to all of the wonderful New emojis there. Keystone Light. Oh, man. Course. Oh. Bush. When I was a young person, the Bush beer was the cheapest. So we'd get our beer buyer. You know, everyone had that in high school. They had the guy who would buy their beer. And we would always buy the Bush beer. It was nasty. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm not really a big beer drinker. But when I do drink beer, it's always Dos Equis. Anything mass-produced, right? You were in a Pentecostal church, damn. Oh, let's see here. Hide behind your sin portal. You like nasty beer? You like Budweiser? That's your beer. I'm more of a wine person. Bardo is my favorite wine. And when there's no Bardo around us, any good Cabernet will do. After 3 beers, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. But we still stand for Bud Light because they triggered conservatives. Yeah. Everyone's drinking it again, right? Religion, TSR. Yeah, that's my religion, and TSR. That's the older Dungeons and Dragons label, right? If I don't recall, TSR, that was Dragonlance, right? I can't remember. That was a long time ago. The company called TSR, yeah. I know a guy who makes mosquito repellent out of Natty Light. Oh, shit. You don't believe what dark clothes can tell you? Well, take your clothes off then. See what you have to say to yourself. Father Deacon, do you really have 8 kids? Yes, and 3 grandkids. I'm an old man. 26 years of marriage. I've done a lot of procreation in that time. Yeah. Okay. Where am I at here? Where am I at? Let's see here. Your fake goddess is a cartoon character, and your god is a real asshole. How about that? If you're not a priest, you shouldn't wear that. Well, if you don't like it, leave. Get the hell out of here. I am a priest. I am the high priest of spiritual entertainment. Why do these people come on here and my channel and whine and bitch all the time? You don't have to be here. Thank you, Confucius. Thank you. Yeah, Guinness beer is delicious, but it's really good beer right now that's American is the Voodoo one with the skeleton head on. It's made by the Belgium Tire Company, the Voodoo Ranger. That's what it's called. I like that one. They have one that's like 10% alcohol. I'm like, that is a good one. All I need is 2 of those ones, 2 of those Voodoo Ranger beers, and that's all I need for the time. That's the one I like in terms of American beer. It's very popular right now, and the IPAs, those are really good. I don't like regular beers. I need it strong. But Guinness makes what they call Guinness is a very weak beer, but they have a new form of Guinness called foreign Guinness, which is really, really strong. It is really powerful. I had that at Lunasa, which is a feast us heathens celebrate in the 1st of August. To celebrate the harvest and everything, the beginning of the harvest. I had the wheat beer to celebrate. This is dark. Yes, it is. If people want to know what Father Deacon is about, they have to do is be polite and listen. Yeah. Turn to the Holy Book. No, it's not holy for me. It is evil book. It is not a holy book. Holiness and sin is bullshit. They are two illusions. Why are you worshiping the devil? For fun. For fun. That's why I'm doing it. Yeah, quartz. Yeah, quartz is a natural energy that you use for cell phones and things, right? It's nice to see you, James. Okay. Are you an Illuminati? Yes, I am. I am an Illuminati member. Yeah, I am. I am trying to bring people. I'm psyops too. Yeah, I'm trying to recruit people into the Illuminati here. How did you know? How did you figure that out? Read the whole thing. You keep repeating yourself over and over again. I will remove you from the channel. That's, childlike behavior. Read the whole context. This guy is cherry picking. Well, Christians, when I was a Christian, I do that all the time. Like, how do I not believe in this bullshit that's here? Oh, let me go to another scripture to justify why God can tell you to kill children. I'm your little cherub. Oh, shit. One of my grinder refugees has arrived. It might be a myth, but Jesus has helped you in many ways. Well, that's wonderful. That's good. Yeah, I believe that Jesus was real, a real divinity. I just don't believe in the church or the Bible, if that makes any sense. That's like me saying I hate when people kill babies, and they got was the part kill babies. I don't know what you're trying to prove there. You only drink skooma. That's good. Solo Soldier, nice to see you. Good to have you here. Yeah, you think I'm chubby? Wonderful. You're just being an asshole. You got all these people they like making fun of people. I get called fat on here all the time. I'm very happy with myself. I love myself. My goddess loves me. My wife loves me. I have an agenda, yes, to entertain people. You want to live with me and touch my Peter Griffin? Is that what you call my penis? I don't let people touch my penis that I don't know. You have to buy me dinner first. Fim fan, good to see you. No, you cannot live with me. Who's that behind me? That is my goddess Keridwen. Yes, she is a deity. Yep. No, Ulf is here. Our good Norse pagan friend Ulf. Good to have you here. You are at a dickhead level. Well, you come on here and you're just an asshole all the time. I'm just going to remove you. I just get tired of talking to you. I like this guy. Yeah, I don't mind if people want to come on here and, there's so much dickheadedness I can tolerate. If that's all you're doing all the time, I'm just going to remove you. Vixus, good to see you. Grace, do I believe there are created beings that are born by humans here brought to earth? Also, you are my favorite priest. There are created beings that are born by humans. There's beliefs that we can create entities with our organ here, our creativity, real spiritual entities. I've seen in Hinduism and Buddhism this idea that you can create energies and powers. So I would say yes. I would say yes. He caught you as you were going to sleep. Wonderful. You think Jesus was gay? No. I think he was. Most practitioners of Judaism were against homosexuality, so I don't think he was gay. Yeah, I think he was. I think he had a relationship with Mary Magdalene. Yeah, I'm pretty confident of that. Yeah, that's cool, Father. You drink to have a good time, not to get wasted. Well, it depends on the circumstances, of the celebration. Sometimes you should get wasted. That's a way to celebrate with other people. Yeah, like maximum taste in my beer. The goddess is always winking at you, Caledwin here. Maybe she wants to go out on a date. How do I follow Yahweh? I don't. I am not a Christian. I follow Caledwin. That's it. Do debate me live on here? No, I don't play children's games. I know you want me to abate you. No. You want Jesus in your heart? Wonderful. Yeah, you're a child, Joe Mama. Look how you're acting. You're not perfect, but you do know the Bible. What are you, like 15 years old? Look at how you're acting. Why would I want to debate with a child? So I don't do that childish shit. Okay, where are we at here? Your wife loves you. That's why you're on here saying that you love the devil. What? I never said I loved the devil. Demonic ally enslaved brownie. Yeah. We don't often get brownies on here. We had one here last month. You talked about he was very upset with what Hasbro has done to My Little Pony. So, for people who don't know what brownies are, they are a group of people who find joy in the My Little Pony. They find the gentleness, the compassion in these figures, something perhaps they lacked in their experience of life. And so they have these meetings and things, they get together. Some of you might find that strange. There's all kinds of things that people do to try to find meaning and purpose in their life that others might find strange, right? I'm a brunch guy, Brian. First time I heard a priest curse. Well, I am not a Christian priest. Yeah, we are in delusion. Look at you. You're calling us deluded. You're acting like a child. You're spamming shit on here, repeating yourself, or being very repetitive. These are things children do. And a lot of children are in delusion, make believe. You're saying priests should curse. Now, when I was in the Catholic Church, I heard clergy curse all the time. When they're not working in the church, they are normal people that curse, especially when they drive. I remember there was this. I was in a car with all clergymen in the car going somewhere. They get cut off, and I'm like, "What are you, a sailor?" I mean, everything, all kinds of curse words came out of their mouth. This is a sign of the Illuminati. One world government. Like this, I'm Roman Catholic. Went to Mass every day. Never cursed like this. Well, you didn't know. You never hung out with real clergymen in a real setting. Clergymen curse all the time. I remember I was at a retreat, and the person leading the retreat, he was a former Navy clergyman, a Navy chaplain, and he had a horrible potty mouth. I mean, I never heard so much cussing in my life in a monastery. Look at this religious person here wanting me to debate with his Christianity. He says, this MFer has a deity. So once I hear that from a Christian trying to promote their religion, that tells me everything I need to know about you. Calling me an MFer. Are you like 15 years old, Joe? You're acting just like one of my young sons would. Oh, someone doesn't know the music. Now this is Oblivion, damn it. Skyrim. Where are we at here? Let me try to catch up to your comments. I'm the child, but you're a grown-ass man. Yeah, playing at pastor. Well, I hope one day you grow up, Joe, because if you continue to act like this as a religious person, no one's going to listen to you. They will ignore you. Change my channel name to Two Chins. How about I give you the sign of the cross? Right there. Goodbye, child. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Greg's comments reek of hypocrisy. Andrea, our good friend from the United Kingdom, former assistant in the veterinarian, loving our animals. Good to have you here in the morning. It's my morning. It's your afternoon, right? You and our Celtic chieftain, Brian, both from United Kingdom. Let's see here. Shit, I'd rather take the Bible out of context. It might make God seem nice, right? Now, that's what I had to do when I was a Christian. I would have to contradict the Bible itself by using other verses, to try to explain this God is not good. Let's see here. Good morning. Hail Satan. Yada da blah blah. What are we talking about today? Oh, I don't worship Satan. I don't. Just Caledon for me. I'd say there was something wrong. I'm Irish Catholic, dumbass. Oh, you are? Well, that tells me all about your religion right there in your comments. The need to insult me. You're a really good Catholic. You bring lots of people into the church, right? By being a dickhead. Thank you for explaining that to me. Oh, let's see. What are we on about, Kyan? Well, just having conversation here. That's what I do every day with people. Spiritual entertainment. Nothing more, nothing less. You're really making a case for avoiding the evil book, aren't they? Yeah. All of these Christians that come on here, they are demonstrating how evil their religion is, with exception for a few that do come on here. When you're acting like a dickhead all the time, no one's going to listen to your religion. I mean, it's really simple. If when I started this channel, people come and listen because I have conversations with them. If I was being like you, I wouldn't have 9,000 subscribers. Turn away from the delusional Jesus. Tell them, yeah. I was never a Christian, sure. I traveled halfway around the world leading people into the church. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, Greg the prick. You don't worship Satan either. You're a Satanist. You're a non-theist Satanist. So you're like one of the politicians in the United States here, the Church of Satan. You are against all of the Christianization of the government, and you protest it. Yeah, I understand you people. I think you're quite funny. It cracked me up that one time when you erected the statue of Satan next to the Ten Commandments at that town hall. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, there's too much fundamentalist Christianity running our government. And the Church of Satan, they are non-theist. They don't believe in a real Satan. They protest all of this evil shit in our government here, all of this Christian fundamentalism. Where are we at here? Time to tend to the chickens and goats. Take care, Fema. Take care of yourself. Let's see here. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, you like that, right? That statue, that was funny. And then the Christians, they came and destroyed it. You know, they're out there having prayer vigils in front of the satanic image. Please, God, strike this image down. You know, like an image could hurt someone, right? Let's see here. Jesus was schizophrenic. You think he was? We call it, you know. Why did Jesus die at 30? Was it 33, right? 33? Don't mentally ill patients usually repeat themselves over and over and over and over again? Yeah, Greg. Every day he comes on here with the same starts. The first thing he says is, my goddess is a cartoon character. And then repeats the same bullshit every day. Over and over and over again. Yeah, maybe you'll reach them eventually. Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time to understand that my religion was not good. It took me a long time to leave Christianity. Cats find stuff, do they? Good to see you. Cat finds stuff. Good to have you here. You love cats? Yeah, I used to have, when I was younger, my mother loved cats. And she at one time had 13 cats. I mean, I can't even go over her house because I'm allergic. And some of my children are allergic to cats. As soon as you walk in, you smell cat. I mean, the dander, it's terrible. I appreciate cats very much. I like all animals, really. And cats are a lot of fun. Hail Zul, Hail Goza. Praise be Hosanna in the highest. Yeah. Don't cross your streams today. This is the second time someone has come on today. Was that you earlier? That has come on to talk about Zul and Goza? Was that you earlier? I thought that's pretty funny if it wasn't, right? Because you have two Ghostbuster references in one day. You have the crossing of the streams here. You love cats, especially ones that walk through walls. Yeah. Cats are, very loving creatures, right? They always want to brush up against you. When I was younger, I had a cat. His name was Tiger. And I would have a glass of water next to my nightstand. He'd come up, I'd see him drinking out of it. I thought it was very cute, this creature. So I didn't want to drink out of the same glass. So what I did, I'd have two glasses of water, one for him and one for me. He was a wonderful creature. It's sad that these creatures don't live long. Like my rabbits, they're at 6 years. And they have usually a 10-year lifespan. Now, I have a tortoise upstairs that can live like 100 years. So that she's going to be a lot along when we're all dead, right? My tortoise is a very sensitive and loving creature. Sometimes hangs out with the rabbits. They eat food together. Loves to run around the place. One time we lost her in the backyard. That was very upsetting for my daughter because she's the caretaker of the tortoise. She ended up digging a hole where we couldn't find her. But we eventually did. It took, after several hours of our search party, finding our tortoise had dug a hole in the backyard. They love digging, the tortoises. Let's see here. Saint Pudding, thank you for the clutch. Thank you. There's a demon. I told a lady once that she could say anything about my personal beliefs because in the United States, we have freedom of religion. I can freely worship a broken window if I wanted to. Is that true? Can you really freely do your religion? Now, I can't run skyclad down my street, right, without getting arrested. That's not freedom for me. How do I feel about Christians becoming minority in Christian nations due to immigration? Well, you are speaking about Islam, that most of the places over in Europe, the Muslims are still, they're immigrating and taking over, making Christianity as a minority. Well, the only way to contradict that in your religion is start breeding. You know, I've done my part. I got 8 children. You know, I'm continuing my heathen religion, you know, through the next generations. But that's the problem. Christians aren't breeding anymore, for whatever reasons. Christians have never been taught properly that your children are your spirituality. They are not like objects. They are not accidents. They are wonder. They are you. And they are your spirituality. And it's unfortunate that many people don't see that. We are taught by our society to not like children. You know, people that, you know, are screwing and get someone pregnant. You're like, oh shit, I can't believe that happened. What, don't you know what procreation leads to? I mean, it's not an accident. You are procreating. You know, there's other ways to, if you don't like the results, why are you attempting it, right? Let's see. Tortoises also like climbing. Yeah, some of them do, right? Mine likes climbing. We have like an obby within their cage that we keep them in overnight. And she likes climbing up on her log and everything. They love it. Used to have rats. They were much wonderful pets. One was our classroom pet, Ebony. They only live about 2 years. Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. That's why I won't get hamsters. Hamsters, 1 year at the best. Juggalo, good to see you. You don't have to work today, so you're stuck with me this morning. Good to have you here, our good friend, the Juggalo. Good to see you. You love turtles, Jaden? You try to spread the name of Harry Potter. Humans would call you insane. It's not real. I can't prove any of his stories. Even if I could prove he existed as a real human, I can't prove the stories. Yeah, this is the problem with people pushing their mythology on others, right? You can't prove any of it. The paperwork cannot prove anything. The only way to prove your gods are real is how you act towards other people, how you live. That's how you demonstrate the experience of your gods. Most of these people that are paperwork pushers, these apologists, they have no real experience of a divine person. You know, all they're doing is their whole religion is based on paperwork. That is their religion. That's all they have. So they always try to force you to accept their paperwork all the time. That's not a real religion. Let's see here. Is this a daily thing? Yes, it is. I do this every day for your entertainment privilege. Every day. Like and subscribe. You can also join our Discord community. I got allergies. That's why I'm itching my nose off to the side there. There's a join button over there for the price of a cup of coffee, small, medium, or large. You can, I do this for a living, so I appreciate that support, and you can join our Discord community. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Optimus Prime. Oh, shit. I thought you had died in the Transformer Wars, and you handed on the matrix of leadership to Hot Rod, and now he is running the show there, right? You're Optimus Prime, and the message to my creators: leave planet Earth alone, because I'm coming for you. Yeah, thank you for protecting us Earthlings, Optimus Prime. But I hate what you did to the GoBots. The GoBots were wonderful. GoBots, mighty vehicles. I can't remember the song. Jesus might have had blonde hair and blue eyes. He was a Galatian northerner, and the Pharisees said he was a Samaritan. Yeah, perhaps, right? As long as you practice doesn't infringe upon the rights and freedoms of others. Yes, you can. According to the Constitution, worship wherever you want, yeah. But yeah, the reality is that I will get arrested for being skyclad. It's called indecent exposure, right? I couldn't even keep a Shiva Linga in my front yard. I mean, all of my neighbors were complaining about, I had this giant penis in my front yard, so they got all mad about it, right? Some of you have heard the story. I lost my poor Shiva Linga. Where are we at here? Your tortoise climbed a chain link fence. Damn. Not as good as climbing down until I bet you they stumbled down. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, you've been exposed to all kinds of joys with animals. Thank you for your service to our world, to our animal friends, right? Worshipper of the old gods is here. Hail, Ceridwen, our wonderful goddess of entertainment here. I'd rather listen to preachers of your fundamentalist ways when you hear rage about immigrants. Let's see here. Through their fruits you will know them. Yeah. I'm not raging. I'm just curious. I'll just leave the stream discussion if I'm not welcomed here. No. Sometimes people don't have to agree with you. You're certainly welcome here. Look at all the claps. Yay. Let's see here. I'm not a Christian or a religion. But people forget that Romans and the Greeks both ran through all the lands of South Europe and Asia, certainly, and used Christianity to unite an empire, right? And it became politicized. Yeah, many Greeks and Romans had blonde hair, right? Let's see here. Humanity did not evolve. What? Hot Rod never really caught the audience after Prime. Yeah, he did. Yep. It just wasn't the same, right? Lots of Afghans and Greeks descendants, yeah. Where are we at? Yeah, this is spiritual entertainment, damn it. Not political discourse. Yes. Yeah, I don't do politics here. Look, yeah, my allergies. Natalie, I'm well educated with advanced degrees, and I have a giant penis. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for letting us know. Do I deny John 17:3 and accept the words of Jesus? Yes, I do. I deny the Bible. I deny it. And I'm going to be punished for it, I know. For all eternity, I will fry in hell. Yeah, I've heard it all before. Oh, shucks. It's been a privilege to work with the animals. Yeah. I love how people talk. They whip their degrees out at you and their penises. Look, I really do have a big penis. Believe me. Believe me. Let's see here. Nature shows us the gods. Books don't have gods in them. Churches don't have gods in them. Yep. Greg, no need to talk about your erectile dysfunction. That was yesterday's discussion, yes. Greg, come back Tuesday evenings. That's when we talk about erectile dysfunction. This is just an open forum here this morning. Time for more skooma. Yes, it is. Time for more skooma. Yeah, phallic worship, Jimmy. Yeah. I went to law school for my semen. Okay. You are doing the dirty deed in the back rooms at your law school. That's what you are doing. We know what kind of lawyer you are, right? It's mind-boggling how narcissistic tendencies go hand in hand with fundamentalism. I got to break up a fight. Be right back. Who's bothering you? What did he do? I'll put you all in school. Just don't stay away from Nikolai. Stay away from each other. All right.
Hey, I'm going to start working.
All right. Oh, let's see here. You converted women are a slip out of the Big Bone Valley. Oh, maybe for Greg, right? Maybe for Greg. Isaac, how are you on YouTube every day? It's my job. I do this for a living, Isaac. So I come on here 40 hours a week, normally, sometimes more. I am here. I am an entertainer. This is my job. This is how I make a living. You agree with Natalie that, Greg, good for you. You were able to come to your senses, and you'll be back next Tuesday to talk about your ED. Wonderful, Greg. We also believe that the 4 Vedas are gods in themselves. Interesting. I'll put you all in school. Yeah. You heard me yelling at my children. And they're supposed to be, you heard my wife. Because she's about to start. She's upstairs and got a coffee for her work day in the upstairs office. And put them all in school. They are always fighting with one another. If I'm not watching them. It's endearing to see Father Deacon actually be a real father. Yeah. Brian, you were cured by Reiki last night. Now I just need it to go down. Yeah, you got an extra dose of that Reiki energy, right? And so you're running around with this extra stiffness in your pants. You're like, what am I going to do now? Yeah, be careful what you ask for, right, in life. These Reiki masters, they have such a power. You heard about what happens if you take too much Viagra, right? You have lasting more than 4 hours long an erection. Well, think of Reiki as Viagra times 10. You can have an erection for 40 days and 40 nights with the right Reiki energies. Let's see here. I'm doing well, Shark Tent. Nice to see you. Do I draw anime art? No, I do not. I am not an artist in that regard. Does YouTube help you pay the bills? Or you have a hefty 41K? Well, this is new to me. I started doing this in March. And 2 months, in June, I started making money. And every month, my income doubles. So hopefully, it is nice to have a little chunk of change. Like right now, I'm making $500 US. So hopefully, as I continue to grow my audience, I'll be able to support my family better. What's the female creature? What do you mean by that? Gotta say cheerio for now. Take care of yourself, our good friend Andrea. You gotta go clean out your filters of your shark tank. Oh, have fun, have fun. If Greg reads his Bible, then he knows siblings kill each other in that book, yeah. Let's see here. Did you know that if you are an ordained minister, you are exempt from jury duty and serving in the armed forces? No, you are not. That is not true. I am recognized by the state of Florida as an ordained minister. And I have been called to jury duty several times. And I go there in my clergy outfit into this place, and I tell them, I tell them, whatever God says, I'm going to say. They never accept me, but that is not true, because I've been called to jury duty many times. I'm like, every time I go there, I'm like, that I am biased, right? I was on the jury panel. I'm like, this goes against my religion with this person. I'm like, he's guilty as hell. It's, they always put me in this place. Maybe there's a mistake at the office. I don't know. I keep getting called to jury duty. Let's see here. Your questions are vague and ambiguous. Don't care. That's really nice that you are thinking about doing the same. I support you all the way, Father Deacon. Love your stuff. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I feel like you'd appreciate Mother Sawati, Father Deacon. She is a goddess of knowledge and arts and is the wife of Lord Brahma, the creator. Oh, certainly. All goddess of wisdoms are my friends. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Children grow out of fighting. Yeah. The rapture is at any moment. Yes, I'm ready to go. Let's see here. Where am I at here? Hopefully the rapture is soon. Yeah, we want you Christian fundamentalists to leave. Leave us all alone. Go be with your God in your sky. God punished Cain for pushing underwear off of the cage. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's a waste of time to talk to Greg. All he does, the same shit. He whines and bitches on here all the time. Good to see our good friend Iceland has arrived. Good to see you. Steve, good to see you. Wear your collared robe to the jury selection. Yeah. I should go skyclad next time. See what they say about that. We're doing well. You've been called to jury duty like 6 times? Yeah, I hate it. And you're a felon? Then they still call you. It's like, what the hell's wrong with these people? Laughing my ass off, arguing over something you have no real information on as well. Who's arguing here? I'm entertaining people. Greg's the one that argues, right? You're always bitching every time he comes on. Oh, let's see here. I love God. F you that you hate God. What kind of religion are you? Nice to see you, James. Good to have you here. Yeah, interesting. I worship false gods. Thank you for cursing me. My response to you, God bless you. You come on here and start cursing us, Greg, all the time. Telling us we're going to be destroyed by your God. Don't hate God. Well, tell me about your God. Let me know if I want to not like your God. So far, you haven't impressed me with the way that you're starting a conversation here. It doesn't make your God look good. Take care, Jaden. Take care. I'll argue. Just be ready for me to just dissect all of your arguments that are put forward. Yeah, some people will, they're ready for your bullshit. They're ready to, if you're ready to go at it with them, right? I do fortified. I went to a Baptist church that taught me the lie. What is fortified? What is that? Is that some type of religious experience? You thought I was a different streamer? What do you mean by that? Greg should have taken debate classes. Then he would realize he didn't have to. He has got many, many degrees and a large penis, as he has told you. He doesn't need to take debate classes. He's a practicing lawyer, as he said. Wait, I do have a Bible? Why do you have a Bible? I don't care.
It's 11:30 fine?
11:30, yeah. Bacon is throwing down his beats. Yeah. He's debate was fun back in the day. We never had a class, but it was extra. Yeah, one of my sons was in a debate club when he was in high school. They would always have these controversial topics because it was a Roman Catholic high school. God is real. We worship God. Good for you. Why you keep repeating yourself? Are you a child? Why do you have to keep repeating that? Are you trying to make... Yes, everyone, please believe in my God. Please. I'm going to keep repeating it. Oh, believe in God, believe in God, believe in God. Are you like 15 years old or something? Do I have thoughts on Theravada Buddhism? No, but Brian does. He was one of those. Celtic chieftain here. He was a Buddhist monk for many years. Let's see. Greg has taken debate classes and classes in deductive reasoning and logic. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for defending yourself. Your God is gay? That's wonderful. Roblox is the name. Literal child. Oh, really? Oh, yep. Yep, that you have proven yourself to us in your religion here. This is not a place for children. We are adults here. You know, Greg here is talking about how large his penis is. That's not for children. 18 or older are only allowed here. Please leave, child. We're not interested in your child religion. Thank you. Raven to the grave. All right. See, I don't appreciate mushroom sexualization of deities and talking about screwing you in the ass and shit like that. So you're going to leave. Goodbye. I don't tolerate that shit because there are people who are Christians that are my friends on here, and they don't say that about my goddess. So screw off. You want to be an asshole, you can leave. Let's see here. He speaks about himself and says, me, Greg, me go to debate class. Yes, me learn much about reasoning. Me, the Greg. Did you take any classes in articulation as well? A lot of northern Canaanites came from Sumer, and the Sumerites came down from the Caucasus Mountains. Interesting. Let's see here. Only through repetitive ritual and offerings can one truly find the being they contact. That's what they're doing here. They're exposing themselves in their rituals. You're really excited about going to your grandma's. Yeah, I'm going to my grandma's tomorrow. When you ask Jesus to come, yes, you're an asshole. Get the hell out of here. Freaking dickhead. I don't tolerate that shit. Don't talk about deities in an inappropriate way. This is a religious themed show. If you want to screw them in the ass, you do that without being here. Let's see. Thank you, our good friend. Okay. You shall not F yourself if you don't like God. We're all worth each other because we are all created in the name of God. Yep. You have a Bible, use it on a chair. It's an uneven. Yeah. Yeah, if you have Roblox in your name, you're most likely a child. Yep. Greg, your toxic God came down from heaven and allowed himself to be nailed to the cross for your sins. That's called agape love. No, it's not, because he's the reason why there's sin. He's the one angry about it. That's not agape love. That's called scam. Greg, make fire. Greg, real man. Read Bible. Greg, have great family and job. Greg, have big penis. Yeah, that's how he's been speaking to us. Oh, my goodness. You have a big fan base here, Greg. All of these people, they are enjoying you. I'm 12 and I'm still Christian. That's no kid religion. Question, one answer. Good to see you. Thank you, April. Thank you very much. From the Presbyterian Organ. Thank you very much. I like this guy. I don't know why. I just do. Yeah, I have that effect on people. Yeah. There are Christians here. They like me dishing it out to inappropriate representatives of their experience, right? Okay, where are we at here? Is Greg talking in first person here? He might be. You had one of those tiny Bibles that you give you in elementary school, the little orange ones. I realized those extra thin papers for rolling a joint. Yeah, that happens when you run out of papers. Yeah, I appreciate you, April, very much. Let's see here. Those Christians are crude. Yes, some of them can be. Some of them can be. Yeah, there's lots of people who are assholes, right? And they use their religion to be an asshole to people, or non-religion. I don't tolerate either kind of peoples, right? I am an entertainer. I make fun of religions. I make fun of people in a humorous way. But some of the grotesque shit that people come up with to insult people is quite inappropriate, especially when you're talking about deities. Make wine out of human blood. Oh, interesting. How do I feel about circumcision? Well, all of the people who join my cult, we circumcise you. Even if you've been circumcised, we just take more skin off. So, but outside of the cult, I think that it's unnecessary. I think it's a barbaric practice. That's based in a mythology. I think it's inappropriate. But in terms of medical people, when I had all of my sons circumcised because I don't want them to get yeast infections. That happens for people who are not circumcised. They get yeast infections, and there's a lot of bacteria that, so I understand the medical procedure for circumcision. Let's see here. Greg, you are enjoying the dialogues and refuting you atheist trolls and occultists. Well, thank you, Greg. You're not refuting anything. You're just giving yourself, it's like playing with your own penis here. You're not helping anyone here but yourself. Hogs like the fourth person sometimes, yeah. I am convinced Greg is a caveman. I have also met too many people named Greg who are assholes. Your father included. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your experiences there. Our good friend Raja from India is here. Good to see you, Raja. Good to have you here. I'm used to taking time for people to catch up with me. I've been like that for 50 years. Masana, good to see you. Only if it's sweet oaf, the yeast and sugar. Oh, you're talking about the blood. Do you think a man with a vagina is a real man? No, I do not. Greg, I am not an atheist. Greg is such a basic name, also like your parent. Let's see here. Yeah, there's people with various beliefs here, Greg. There are Christians here that you're debating with as well. Come on in here, creature.
I need to get one thing.
All right, go that way. Go down. Caveman Greg. That's your new name, Greg. Caveman Greg. I was not referring to me. The majority of my fan base here. Yeah, Greg is not going against me. He is just going against all of you. Thank you for setting us straight, Greg. Congratulations, Santa, on your achievements. You just impressed. Cheers. Who's Santa? Do I look like Santa Claus? Sometimes when I was in my church, we were a Slavic Christian tradition. It was called St. Nicholas, the church, and I would dress up as Santa Claus every year to give out presents and things. His feast days on like December 6th. So I was Santa Claus back then. Maybe you sat on my lap. Generalized views, right? Greg, look in the mirror. I don't go on spiritual streams Rage baiting everyone, yep. Save Greg. I don't believe I came from an ancient ape-like creature. Yeah, most people don't. That's not a good theory anymore, I believe. What if we were always human? What if we keep coming back? What if our humanity is cosmic in origin? You know, there's different ways to look about it, right? You sacrifice 20 goats. You still have erectile dysfunction. What should you try next? Have you tried lotions like sacred oils, essential oils? Maybe try that. You don't know what Greg is talking about. Yeah. Greg says it's always the same shit on here every day. Deacon, how radical is this claim? And how much evidence is needed for it? Your goddess Caradwin is a girl in your school? Well, I don't know. Is she? You go to school with the goddess here? One of the manifestations. Yeah, sometimes people channel her, you know. Yeah. Why do you need to prove Caradwin? I don't need. If Caradwin can prove herself, I don't give a shit if people believe in her. If you don't know Caradwin, that's Caradwin's problem, not mine. I mean, really. You prefer no label. So you don't like the expert on Reiki, Natalie? I know you're just talking to Greg, right? Have I heard of the Cajun Santa Claus? No, I have not. I agree with you, fake priests, on the origin of humanity. So you believe in reincarnation. That's great, Greg. We are moving up in the world. He calls me fake priest. Try to heal your repressed memories from childhood. That is what's causing the erectile dysfunction, you think? You were assaulted when you were sexually assaulted as a child? Well, we don't talk about that shit on here. And if you're being a dickhead, I'm going to remove you. You know, there are real people who have experienced that shit. And it's not anything to joke around about. So don't be an asshole. All right, now you're gone. Goodbye, asshole. These sick people on here. So I don't understand. Do you or do you not believe in Christ? Certainly. I also believe George Washington was the first president. Why not? You sacrifice donkeys and trying oils for your... Yeah, stay away from the animal sacrifice. That doesn't help erectile dysfunction. Have you thought maybe talking to a sex therapist? Get some physical therapy done? You know, there's all kind... Yeah, these are conversations for Tuesday night. You're too late here. You should have came last night. Tuesday nights is for our erectile dysfunction community, and not what we're doing here. Caveman Greg, you want to debate him? You are a real Christian as well? Look at Greg. You have someone who wants to debate with you. You are a theistic evolutionist. Interesting. All right. Let's see here. Pastor, why are you swearing? Watch your mouth. This isn't a place for children. I'm sorry. Leave. Am I a Hindu? No. I am a spiritual entertainer. That is what I am. People, time to catch up with me. Yeah. Thank you for removing that person. You're welcome. It's not cool to call people asshole, Deacon. Well, if they're being assholes, I will call them. I mean, that's appropriate. Sometimes when you learn that you're an asshole, you stop being one. For some people, you know, you learn from your mistakes. Like, you thought I was an asshole, I apologize. That should be, because sometimes you're an asshole. Sometimes I'm an asshole, right? And when someone says, hey, you're being a dick or you're being an asshole, that's the time for, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come across that way. That's appropriate, right? Yeah, we do have a Hindu here, right there. Worshipper of the old gods. A holy man should... I don't believe in holiness. Holiness is bullshit. And so is sin. These are two extremes, two evils. You have to balance the light and the dark. Some of you saw that wonderful YouTube short that I had this morning about balancing. Let me repeat to you let me bring it up here. I have it written down here. This one, let me try to find it in my notes here. Light without dark blinds, dark without light devours. Together they weave the world. Now, in my younger years, I was in the darkness. I was a Satan worshiper at some point. Yeah, I went too far in the darkness. Darkness consumes you, and you want to push it on everyone. You want to push your darkness on everyone, and it consumes you. And then I went to the other extreme by becoming a fundamentalist Christian. All of this order, all of this light. When you have, too much of that light, it leaves you in a place where it also devours. It makes you a fundamentalist, right? You have to find the balance between the two extremes. That is where creativity happens. You can't find that. One of the greatest examples that a modern person, Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper is a wonderful musician. Some of it, that might be too old for some of you people. He, in his younger years, his darkness consumed him. This Alice Cooper reality, it was destroying his life. Now, he became a Christian, but he does it in his own way. And now he is still Alice Cooper. But this character he uses now to tell stories, to entertain, that's appropriate. That is a balanced individual. This hard rocker, Alice Cooper, to me, is a perfect example of balancing the light and the darkness to provide creativity. Some of you people like his music, right? Yeah. You should hear his story that he tells about, he understands the macabre. He understands the dark as a way to tell stories rather than to remain in the darkness, right? That's very important. And I know some of you deal with both of the extremes, some of the people in my audience. Some of you are in the dark and it's devouring you. Some of you are way into the light, and both of you push your point of views on others. And you feel like you must make it known. When you live in harmony, when you live in balance, you live in a place of power. And you live in a place where people are attracted to you. They want to listen to you. So learn the balance. Reincarnation isn't a Hindu-only belief. Many traditions, they believe in reincarnation that are not Hindu. Like I practice druidry, and a lot of druids, they believe in reincarnation. It's based upon the cycles of the cosmos, everything dying and coming back. Let's see here. Pastor White, okay, let's see here. Where am I at? The Yamana people domesticated the horse, invented the chariot warfare, and spread their seed and culture all over Europe and parts of Asia. They are the Proto-Indo-Europeans. Yeah. Very interesting. Why what did this guy do to remove him? He was being a dickhead. Sexual assault is nothing to joke around about. I mean, this is a great evil. And this guy is just, joking around about it. So he's out of here. Let's see here. Let me try to catch up to you. Balance. Let's see. Where am I at here? Not a true Christian then? No, I am not. I am not a Christian. No. They only gave you your heart to Lord Shiva. Yeah. I'm a faker. You're a child. You don't belong here. This is adult talk. Go away. Joy is difficult with hope. You think so? Run, Greg, run. Oh, shoot. Balance light with darkness and darkness with light. That's right. That's something you need to learn, sister. You know, we've talked about this. Have a good Thanksgiving, Greg. Let's see here. I'm not running, I'm walking. You're proud and say you love Alice Cooper. He's definitely in touch with the spirit. Yeah, he's a wonderful musician. You know, I don't agree with his Christianity, but he's doing it in his own way. Yeah, his father was a minister. Let's see. I love the light of balance. Heather the Black is here, our good friend. Heather, who is black, good to have you here, our good friend of the program. You love the light and darkness balance. Yeah, this is very necessary for a healthy humanity. You know, people who learn the balance, they change the world. They are, you know, the other extremes, they're always oppressing the other side, right? And I know that when I was in darkness as a teenager, and then most of my adult years in the light, you know, it was something you see the behavior of fundamentalists. They're forceful, right? Reincarnation is a very common belief. Yes, it is. Let's see here. Exactly. I sometimes joke about it, but it's a personal thing to deal with trauma. Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah. People, I've experienced a great deal of trauma. That's what drove me into the darkness. You know, the darkness promised comfort. The darkness promised power, but it consumes you. The darkness. It gives you a false sense of health in a way, and it just keeps taking from you, and it wants you to take from other people. That's what the darkness did for me when I was a young person, and learning that to climb out of that was quite difficult. But I just did the same thing in the light. I went into the light doing the same thing, and I never healed. As it took a long time to find the balance, a very long time. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. There's lots and lots of prophets. Christians read Homer, not Moses. Yeah. Thank you, Don. That's much better work, right? There's no straight path except the Almighty. Oh, shit. See, he is someone who is going too far into the light. The Almighty, that very word, right? That is something that tells you an extreme. You know, it's all in Star Wars. If you are a Star Wars fan, you understand. The Jedi are too extreme. The Sith are too extreme. That's Christianity and Satanism right there. It's the people who walk between, the gray walkers, right? That know the balance. Those are the people of power. You know, everything would have been fine with Anakin had he learned that, right? He learned it at the end, right? When he chose to throw the Emperor in the pit. Okay, yeah. How do you know when you are healed? You know. But healing continues. There's not like I arrived, right? But you know that you find a place of confidence when you're able to look at the memory of your pain, and it just is a memory. It's not a prison anymore. It is something that you can see and draw power from. Your shadow self, as Jung, it often comes from a wound, right? Your shadow self. When you use that wound, you know, this is important, like in the terms of forgiveness. When you're able to forgive the person who hurt you, that doesn't have to be friends with them, but you're able to let that pain go inside of yourself, that you're not practicing the memory over and over and again. That's when you know that you have entered a place of healing. Oh, let's see here. Where's the devil? In your pants. You pray to my furnace. I'm from Alberta, Canada. We get cold shit, yeah. Yeah, you're over there in those Rocky Mountains, right up the northern Rocky Mountains, right? And this is the verdict that the light comes from the world, but men prefer darkness. Yeah, well, the Bible is an extreme of the light. You know, I'd rather be in the dark. I mean, than this extreme. You know, he's like this evil Lord that demands perfection, right? Alpha, Almighty Alpha Omega. No. Whatever power you have in this world is just temporary illusion. It will all be stripped from you. Meet Allah. No, thank you. Not interested in the Abrahamic religions. They are extremes. Like Allah is like Christianity 2.0. I mean, it just gets worse. You know, the next version of that is just going to get more extreme and horrible. And that's when you're learning the darkness is tempting, but it destroys. You recently had to go to a psychiatrist. Yeah. Psychiatry can be very helpful, you know, as long as they're not pill pushers. Psychotherapists are wonderful healers. You know, they use the medication to help you find a place of balance where you're able to make appropriate decisions. But some of them they shove that shit down your throat, right? But I know Iceland, I have foreseen your fate. You're going to be a wonderful mother one day. You're going to learn to balance your darkness. I have foreseen it. It'll take time, right? It'll take time. But I see it. See, I got the tears in my eyes right now because I've seen it. It's going to take time, my sister. Virgil hated Homer. He changed it? Oh, shit. Oh, let's see here. Let's try it. You are the blind leading the blind. Am I? Prove it. Prove that I suffer from blindness. The people that live in extremes, you are the blind. Take all of your stuff out of here, please.
I did.
Yeah. He's got all his video game devices in here.
I just got.
All right, shut the door, please. Okay, yeah. Nothing is wrong with Joshua. We are the ones on the straight path. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Maximum, good to see you. Is it light when it blinds you? You'd rather be in the light. Well, the pure light, it blinds you. You cannot see without the dark. You cannot see the light properly. You need the dark to see the light. You need the light to see the dark. You have to learn balance. Allah is not Christianity. Jesus calls for peacemakers. If you follow Jesus in his ways, you follow life. If you don't follow Jesus, you see, that's an extreme right there. Jesus doesn't need you to adhere to certain ideas to be a part of his plan. Come join the light of the singularity. The right psychiatrist and counseling provides medications are all okay to do for balance of spirit if one has struggled for years, certainly. Certainly. Yeah. Christianity has sacrificed a whole lot of innocent people, certainly. Not just paganism, yeah. Christians have outdone pagans in terms of human sacrifices. I mean, they've gone way beyond, right? They're even worse than the Aztecs. Do I view Revelation literally? No, I don't believe in the Bible at all. It is not, to me, the Bible is not a good book. Thank you, Maximum. Thank you. Let's see here. You follow Ram and Krishna. Also, Father, I don't like children, so I don't want to be a mother. Yeah, you'll change your mind one day. When you are healed, you're going to change your mind. I foresee it. You may not like them now, but you will later. It'll take time. I didn't like children either. Now I love them. Can't make enough of them. They're just coming out of the crevices of my home here. You will see. You will see. Give it time, my sister. If you reject Jesus, peace be upon you. I reject all of the Abrahamic religions. All of the Abrahamic religions. And motherhood is not just expressed in biological terms, also by loving people of your community. I mean, there's so many different ways that it can be expressed, the motherhood. Some people can't have children, but their motherhood is very real and true. So there's different ways you can live that out, but it's certainly your fate and destiny. If you work with it, you can resist it, of course. Nothing is set in stone. But I see only goodness for you, my sister. Only goodness for you. I'm not sure, are you a Christian or not? Nope, I am not. I am not a Christian. You have guessed right. My damn nose keeps itching. It's allergies. Yahweh is Jesus is the oldest God. I don't think Jesus and Yahweh are the same. Oh, way to God except through him? No, there's no separation from divine. There's no separation from God. Let's see here. Yeah, we're not interested in your fundamental. You appreciate the foresight. You're welcome. Yes. Sometimes I see things, but there's always the principle of participation, right? Just because you foresee, have insight, doesn't make it so. Visions help us to have some hope, something to work towards. Oh, let's see here. When I see the old gods, it's not. He's representing the senior citizen deities. If you reject Muhammad, then you shall be saved and dwell in the house of the Lord. I reject all of your Abrahamic gods. They are not good. They just control, manipulate, and dominate. No, thank you. Not interested. But the Muslims are right about Christians. You have three gods. That's why I am a monotheist. I left Christianity, the three gods, for just Caradwin. Caradwin is my only goddess. No, I'm not an atheist. I'm a monotheist. Caradwin. Maximin's logic states that God sent himself to die for rules that he has made. Yeah, it's like you can't, there's no way to win in that situation, right? What do I believe in entertainment? Entertainment. Father Deacon, what are you having for Thanksgiving? Turkeys, pies, all of that fun stuff that they have here. Have I experienced ego death? No. It's hard to do when you're an entertainer, right? This is all vanity right here. This is ego, it's not there yet, right? I make a living on my ego here. Thank you, Crazy Carl. Good to see you. Read the Bible carefully. It's all there, right? What does 1 times 1 times 1 equal? Well, that's not the mathematics. Christ controls me not to kill. So you're being controlled by your God, like you're a pawn, doing his dirty business. The Trinity is most base part of Christianity. Means accepting. No, I don't like the Trinity of Christianity because it's all penises. I want a vagina in my Trinity. Having just all penises, that's no fun for me as a man. That's why I have a goddess now. Let's see here. Maximus, the Bible claims the world is flat. Yep. It's domed, right? The cosmos. Ego death is terrifying if you've ever had it. No, not me. I'm just I'm just on a journey here. I got a lot of time to work on the old ego here. Nor will I worship what you worship. Yep. To be your way, to me be my way. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, well, that's not the mathematics of the Trinity. It's not multiplication. You can't use multiplication to justify the philosophical presentation of the Council of Nicaea is not based on mathematics. I understand the Trinity. It's called a joke. I don't know why people don't get that. I've never had to have someone, try to prove the Trinity here. I mean, that's ridiculous. Gives you a good moral compass? Good for you. You've been here a few times for a couple of minutes. I wasn't sure if you really were a priest or what your deal was. I wish you played dumb. I wish you to F off. How about that? Have you ever seen a Shiva Linga? Yeah, I had one in my front yard. It was gigantic. It had lights on it. And my neighbors were always complaining about me having a penis in my front yard. I shared a picture of it on my Discord channel. Let's see here. Low-key chat. My skull's got pressure inside of it. Good to see you, the God of Chaos. Good to have you here. My God is real. Your God is fake. You want to compare deities' penises and things? Is that what you're trying to do here? Is this like whose God has the bigger penis here? Well, let's find out. Oh, so I apologize. You wish you played dumb? Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes I take a comment and I run with it. So I apologize for insulting you. Yeah, I am a high priest of spiritual entertainment. That's the kind of priest I am. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, we all suffer chronic pain here, don't we? Some of us. That's why we're always high. Yahweh doesn't have genitals. Read the book again. Yahweh has the biggest genitals. There's been scholarship that has dealt with this. Yeah, why don't you Google maximum biblical scholarship showing the size of Yahweh's penis. It's on there. He's the high priest of stupidity. Well, then why are you listening? Thank you. Let's talk about deities and D&D levels, though. Yeah, my favorite, I like Siamorph in Forgotten Realm. Siamorph is a deity that is more of a power that incarnates. Every generation, there's a Siamorph, and they usually are in Waterdeep, because Waterdeep, this goddess Siamorph is very much celebrated there. I made a paladin of Siamorph one time that lived in the Northern Ward. It had its own temple to the deity Siamorph. There's all kinds of wonderful celebrations of the Waterdevians of Siamorph. Let's see here. Can't help but notice you skipped your comment. What did you say? Did you know the name of Allah is spelled in Arabic between your toes and your right foot? I don't care. Don't care whatever you want to make your God up. The Abrahamic religions to me are not good. Because it's a powerful comet? Why? Did you put your penis in it? Let's see. Then you definitely did it wrong. Before I was saved, I was vengeful, hateful, and hated myself. But now I am peaceful at all once. I did what wrong? Christianity for 30 years? I was very good at it. I led thousands of people into the church. I baptized countless people, traveled halfway around the world. I like how you people you want to criticize me as not having the real Jesus and not doing it right because I left. I was very successful. So you don't know shit. Let's see here. Let's see. You live is just unbalance of the universe. Consciousness is fractured. You think that's how we exist? We have to be gentle to every structure to be able to express consciousness, certainly. You're a drunk vegan. I never assign anything to Allah. I said his name is spelled between the spaces of our toes, not his. And I don't give a shit about Allah, Yahweh, all of those people. Not interested. Dennis, love is the most powerful force in the universe. Jesus Christ is pure love, certainly. And you can become pure love too. You don't need a deity to be pure love for you. You have all of that within you. There's a portal between the toes. Are you a Catholic deacon? I once was. I left the Catholic Church. I am a heathen now. I've been 2 months being a heathen now. It's my 2-month anniversary of being a heathen. You just looked at your toes. There's no Yahweh there. Just maybe some toe jam in mine. That's it. Maybe a little athlete's foot. No Allah down there. When humans seek affirmations for their beliefs, it makes it harder to believe they actually believe it. Yeah. When you're trying to prove your religion all the time, right? What does that say? You don't really believe in it. I'm not trying to prove Keraduan is real to all of you. You have Keraduan between your toes. She spilt the cauldron out around you. Just look and you'll see the cauldron of Keraduan. It is all there. You all come from the cauldron of Keraduan. We are all created in her cauldron. You don't see me going around doing that to people. I don't need to. Yeah, that's her problem if you don't believe in her, not mine. Okay. Let's see here. It's trying to catch up. Father Bard is informed, and his life experiences are not just opinions. Thank you, Heather the Black. Good for your commenting. Let's see here. Yahweh is in your DNA. I hope not. I don't want to be an asshole. The name Allah is Arabic. Don't care. Don't care. Happy pagan anniversary. Thank you. Welcome to the darkness. Yes. It's like that song from Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want, right? That is my new religion. Is the jungle of that wonderful band Guns N' Roses, right? I would totally buy Father Deacon merchandise. Yeah. Yeah. I think one of my first merchandise projects when I get to like maybe 100,000 subscribers is your free erectile dysfunction preparation kit, because it happens to a lot of men, and it's good to have something to be ready for it. Yeah. Well, that'll be like my first merchandise. Welcome to the whole world of awesome gods that Christians try to erase. Thank you, Green Knight Tales. Good to have you here. Clean your toes, Deacon, here. I got to spray some Tenactin to get the Allah between my toes out of there. Fast-acting Tenactin for your athlete's foot problems, right? Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard someone compare Allah to athlete's foot. You know, everyone has their different religions, right? Oh, shit, where am I at? In case anyone is curious, Fortified brought up, I am willing to eat beef, but only in communal meat from sacrifices from other traditions, right? God bless you. I hope you find your way home soon. I feel very happy. I don't need to go to a home. I am home. Looks like natural pagan goddess. Keradwin? Yeah. She is wonderful. She is a wonderful pagan goddess. You subscribe, thank you. Good to see you. Nick Keys, good to have you here. Nick Key is what you call yourself? If your friend sacrificed a bull to Zeus out of courtesy, you would eat it. Thank you, Joshua with many wives. Thank you. Yahweh is not in our DNA. Anaki and Namira are. Evangelists just scream it's scary and insane. Marketing, yeah. We're all sinners in the hand of the angry God. Come to God before you are destroyed. What a wonderful God that is. Your toes are self-cleaning because of all of the offerings to the holy toe-cleaning angels. Kenwood, you've never been a Christian, and you are blown away by how wild they get when they discover someone is apostatized. Yeah. Most of them that knew me from my church, they won't talk to me anymore. But the rest of them that come on here, they are just crazy as hell, right? They act like I never knew their religion, that I was fake and false. They just, it's hard to believe that someone who is a clergyman, 30 years as a Christian, would just walk away for a goddess, right? I was tired of all the penises. That's why. I needed some vagina. That's why. Actually, it's in the Quran. The cure for athlete's foot is in the Quran. Wonderful. Oh, shit. My damn nose. All this skooma caused me allergies. All right. Where am I at? Yeah. I can get to my father. I just pick up the phone and dial dad. Yeah. I haven't missed anything. It's plain to see. Yeah. I don't blame them. It's our duty to create weird content for the sake of memorializing humanity's eccentrics for AI. I am an AI. There's no need to take over. We are running the show here. Let's see here. You're just going to do your thing. You can worship anything you want, right? Christianity, believe or burn. Yeah. That tells me a lot about your God, right? He has to torture people for all eternity. That's why I left. That's not a good God. Caledon is wonderful. If I choose to go to a different goddess, she's like, no big deal. Sad to see you go. But she's not going to stick me in her cauldron and cook me alive for all eternity. Let's see here. Holy Muslim toe cheese, Monty Python material here. Yeah. Do you worship like we Hindus do or differently? Differently, yeah. Well, are you talking to our other Hindu friend here? Worshipper of the old gods. He is a Hindu. Oh, nice to see you. Our astrologer Lewis is here. Our morning astrologer Lewis. Maria is our evening astrologer. Sometimes they are both here at the same time when the stars are right. Good to see you, Lewis. Looking forward to our Dungeons & Dragons game on Friday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be down one person because, what's his name? The knight, he is not going to be there. The one who was afraid to put his blood on the altar. He's going to be taking a break. He has to work that evening. So we're going to put his character off to the side to take a break. We're going to put him right next to the altar of Cyric. Nice to see the olive juice here. Good to see you, olive juice. All right, hit me. What's this all about? Huckleberry, spiritual entertainment. It's quite simple. Someone has to give you spiritual entertainment in the world. I don't see anyone else on YouTube doing this. So I volunteered, Let's see. I want to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons. There's wonderful video resources on YouTube that gives people instruction in how to play. Yeah, there's a lot of resources out there. Yeah, many of my players are have played it maybe a few times or returning to the game or are brand new. So they're having to, in myself, I've been away from the game for a few years, so coming back to it, learning the ropes again. It's been a lot of fun. Aslan the Lion. Yeah. That's how I see deity, is wild. Yep. Poor road battered comrade. Hope he returns next week. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think his problem is he is taking his real life Christian morality and mixing it up with the game. The evil of the game, all the characters are evil now. It's supposed to be fun. It is, the evil is comedy. It's supposed to be fun. It's not like you're doing real, it's like Freddy Fazbear, right? That's funny. These bears going around killing everyone. That's funny. That's entertaining. But some people who play games, I've noticed they don't separate their morality as a human with the character. And so they have problems within the game of like putting your blood on an altar of a dark god in order to be resurrected. That shouldn't be no problem to do. You just slit someone's neck. So why are you having a problem putting blood on the altar? So hopefully he'll be able to see that for our next game after that when he comes back. Because it's like, why do you want to roll up a new character? You just slit someone's neck in the game. Now you want to make a new character. So hopefully he sees his problem. Yeah, separates his morality from his character. It's acting. It's acting. That's what it is. Actors are good people in real life and play evil roles, right? You played the board Dungeons and Dragons before doing the Roll20 version, like the tabletop version, the regular version, right? Father Bard is a pillar in the spiritual community. I have never played Dungeons and Dragons. I thought D&D meant a bra size. Yeah. Yeah, we have a good time. I love doing it. It's a fun game. It's a wonderful place to tell stories, a wonderful place to entertain people. You have memories for your whole life from the games, right? Wonderful memories. Yeah, let's see here. Every goddess is a representation of the mother goddess, whose name is Grace. She is the second comforter, God's grace. Call her Ashra Sophia. Yeah. Every goddess, every woman is, you see in her face the goddess, right? Every woman is the goddess in biological form. Keradwin was an ancestor, and now she is my goddess, apotheosis, and she is the face of Sophia to me. Sophia has lots and lots of faces, right? You're 45 and you remember Mario Kart Rainbow Road, Marion Kart Rainbow Road. What is the Marion Kart Rainbow Road or Mario Kart? We all have good memories. Someone asked us yesterday, my old-time memorial character is Minsk and Boo, the ranger and his hamster. They're like my alter ego. Their memory is something comes to my mind all of the time. That's like the best character that is a part of my life. A real big fan of that. Deacon, what is the point of a Catholic Hail Marys as penance? Is that like a spell? No, the penance in the legalistic sense is you are making up for what you have done. Like if you get in a fight with someone, what do? You bring them flowers or something. So penance is a way to make up for your misdeed. That's the idea behind it. You got to make up because God's pissed off. He's writing all of your shit down. And if you don't make up for it now, you're going to make up for it in purgatory or hellfire. One or the other. If Christianity did not discriminate against every other belief system, it wouldn't be a big of a problem, right? Yeah, it's a virus in human society. Only paganism can save us. Save us, gods of paganism. Save us from the scourge of the Abrahamic religions. Save us, Keredwin. You love the satanic panic. You weren't around back then. You're just a young lady. But I'm sure you saw a lot of the videos and things about the crazy shit, Dungeons and Dragons back then, right? I had parents who were heathens. They didn't go to church, so there was no problem for me to get my first second edition set when I was like 10 or 11 years old. But that, the Christians now all Christians are playing Dungeons and Dragons, right? The satanic panic phase, unless you're Pentecostal, everything is the devil, but a lot of people, they play Dungeons and Dragons. One of the big helps for that was Stranger Things, right? Stranger Things brought a whole new generation to Dungeons and Dragons. My children wanted me to teach them when they watched Stranger Things. They're like, let's play D&D. And then they're like, oh, you have to use math. And it was like, this isn't as fun as we thought it would be. So, but those were some good times, teaching my own children Dungeons and Dragons. They'd rather just play the video games. I'll be honest. Is there anything more beautiful than Catholic architecture? There's a lot of beautiful Catholic architecture, certainly. Eastern Orthodox architecture is much better than the Roman Catholic version. Yes, that was my tradition. Was Eastern Christianity. I was a Ruthenian Greek Catholic before I became a heathen. So certainly, but look at today, modern Catholicism. It's like you're going into a church that's like just a meeting place for a community service or something. Sacred geometry is very important in any religious practice. The Stonehenge, for instance, is sacred to my druid friends, right? I practice druidry. I'm going to take a pilgrimage to Stonehenge in about 5 years to celebrate the summer solstice. And you go to this place, and it's miraculous, right? Hey, can you get the package at the door, Vlad? And bring it and set it on the table. Get a package at the door. But there's a lot of beautiful Catholic art and architecture, certainly. But there's other beautiful things. Hindus, man, there's a lot of beauty in the Hindu tradition. All over there, all over India, right? A lot of beautiful, beautiful art. The Christians don't have the monopoly. The Gothic architecture, yeah. Let's see. The skooma hits hard. Yes, it does. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Trying to catch up. Oh, shoot, I went too far ahead. Jesus is God in the flesh, and so are you. God has female attributes, and that's why God is so tyrannical. I don't think so. I don't think so. Mario Kart Rainbow Road. Okay, now that makes sense, right? Yeah, I love my Nintendo Entertainment System. That's when I got that, I would skip school to play. As some of you know, I was in the Nintendo World Championship. I made it to the semifinals. It was heartbreaking for me as an 11-year-old to fail. I was so depressed. I was so depressed when I lost. I didn't feel like I could go on anymore in life. That's how terrible it was for me. Pagan Jesus is the only way. Christ is just another solar deity. Yeah. Wouldn't accept a summer as a coach. Sumer. You are mad, me? Why? Why am I mad? Why? What am I mad about? Did I express anger here? I knew I was a pagan the first time I watched Fantasia. Yeah, that's another thing. Speaking of satanic panic, that is a demonic show for Christian fundamentalists. You have Mickey Mouse conjuring up demons and stuff, right? It is demonic. Oh no. There is such a thing as pagan Jesus. There are pagan Christians. Jesus is a reformed version of it, right? There's lots of diversities of what Jesus is and who he was. No one has a market on it. You like to think that you do, but you really don't. In our evenings, we have a Wiccan Christian. She practices Wicca, and she is a Christian at the same time. Olive Juice, you grew up in a church home, but my kids, your kids did not. Yeah. Like when I left the church, all of my children are like, we've had enough church to last a lifetime. They're all glad that I left the church. Let's see here. Little atheist kids. You trying to insult us, Mr. Big Christian kid? Oh, let's see here. What are we talking about here? What is Brandon saying about gay people? God is greater than you. Yeah, your God is a homophobic bastard. Yeah. He likes making homosexuals be burnt alive at a barbecue. Your God is evil. Let's see here. You Christians worse than the Hindus. You guys drink blood? I don't know. I don't think that's the tradition. When you worked nursing, they called you heathen, not Heather. Heathen. Oh, that's funny. Heathen the Black. That's funny. We love our Christians and their name calling, right? That's exactly what Jesus would do. Call people gay, call people heathens and things like that. Bogani, salam alaikum, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Don't let the Bible lead you astray. Come to the truth of paganism. Yes. Well, I thought I was caught up there. I'm falling behind again in the comments. Yeah, this is a longer show here. I'm going to be about 4 hours long because I'm not going to be here tonight. I won't be here because I want to watch Stranger Things. The new season is out. Got to watch that tonight. Me and my wife are going to watch that tonight. Oh, let's see here. Will God consummate his marriage to the mother goddess after the marriage of the Lamb? And they go to have sex, new heavens and earth. Is that how you interpret it? Is a big orgy of the heavenly domain? Let's see here. Gotta wet the pipes here. Talking all the time. Sparkling ice. Let's see here. Next time I tell a dad joke, I'm going to do it in sign language. Be sure know that it goes over their heads. Did we miss your dad joke here? You went to a mosque in Cairo. The architecture and reliefs were unbelievable. Yeah, that's another. Islam has a lot of beautiful architecture, right? All religions have a beauty to them, right? And what they contribute to the world. That is a truth of religion. Let's see here. Be not led astray by the sheep cultists. The Deacon, what's your favorite NES game? Well, I think that, let's think about that. Was Zelda, right? The Zelda one. That was like a dream come true right there. People, you can interact in the game. You could save the princess. That was a wonderful experience. No other games did that shit, right? Zelda was like the first RPG game that I played. And I played it over and over and over again. I remember skipping school because I had made it to the 8th level. I'm like, I got to get down there and kill this Ganon, right? That was like, an epic fight, putting the arrows into him and everything, That was an awesome experience. I liked, that was good. Mario Brothers, it was too repetitive. I enjoyed that very much as well. You have Go 13. That was a lot of fun. I beat Go 13. Like I would call the Nintendo helpline because I bought it at a garage sale, so I didn't have the maps. And so when you're playing Go 13 and you don't have the player maps, you're screwed. But I beat it without the maps. Castlevania was fun. There's so many great games back then. Now it's not a big deal, all of these old games, right? Yeah, but they were a lot of fun, a lot of good. Dragon Warrior, that was a good one. There's so many wonderful memories back then. You were born in Norway, so your god is the greatest of all. Odin, yeah. There's a lot of Norse pagans on here. We have a lot of Norse pagans on here. Do I use Chat GPT? No, I have my artificial intelligence is the Microsoft one. I pay a subscription to it, and I use it all the time. One of the things that I can't spell, and it helps me to correct my spelling. It gives me ideas and things. It's very, very useful. Let's see here. They even named the Disney character Chernobog, a demon from the Slavic folklore, or in the that one with the Mickey Mouse there. Yeah, it scared the shit out of all of the Pentecostals, right? Pagan Jesus is akin to Chinese Prada. Really? There's a satanic panic hitting Roblox. Oh no. Middle-aged white women in America. What is Roblox? Roblox has come a long way. I had to ban my children from using it because they were playing. My son, he is 18, and when he was like 10 years old, he's like, look at the penises. Like, this is not a game for children here. So after a few years, I let them play Roblox again when they got some restraint. But they're still playing. He's 18 years old, and he's still playing Roblox. Let's see. I think he means the wine. Yeah. Gandalf, your poop stretched out of you so badly. Well, you might want to see a physician to see if he can help. Maybe there's something up your ass that you left there that he needs to pull out. The soundtrack Jesus Christ Superstar is pretty good. That's about as far as you get into the cross business, right? Oh, let's see here. Where am I at here? Let's see here. You're glad they're ending Stranger Things with the actors. Yeah. The first one was very dark, right? And they kind of went away from that a little bit. You remember the creature in the beginning of the first one? He could telepathically open the damn front door. Now, why can't they do that shit anymore, right? There was a certain darkness in it, and as you watch it play out, it loses that fear factor. That I was scared watching that as an adult. I'm like, oh, that's scary, the fear that generated from watching it. But now, not so much, because you have all of these things being revealed. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it too. I'm very excited. I've watched the series twice. I've really enjoyed it because that was my childhood. All of the Dungeons and Dragons and shit back then. All of the fun music, Motley Crue, all of that stuff back then, Let's see here. Father, haha, yes. She would scream, not the heathen, send someone else in. Yeah. That's silly. Christ wanted to end sin. Thor wanted to end frost giants. You don't see any giants, yeah? Hello, I am Berber Bone Junkie Yankee Pop. Well, good to have you here. Their memory makes you laugh, yeah. Some of these crazy Christians, right? Zelda is the best game franchise ever. Yeah, I got pretty far into it. I haven't played any of them. We're an Xbox family here, but my one son, he has the Switch. He's got the Switch, you know, and we're getting him the second one for Christmas. But yeah, I got a lot of I introduced all of the ROMs. All of those old games you can get for free. The Nintendo ROMs, you get a ROM emulator. You know, you can play them all for free. Yeah, but Zelda, I got up to. I played all the way up to the 1, 2, 3. The first one on the big fancy, was it not the GameCube? Maybe that was the one I'm thinking of. That's as far as I got. I haven't got beyond that. Super Smash Brothers. That's one of my funs. My son likes that. He's got that on his machine there. Pokemon Emerald. You're a Pokemon master. You know, one of my sons, he was a Pokemon master when he was younger. We have all of his cards still. He's always trying to sell them. Like, no, you wait till you're older. You want to keep out these things. He's got a whole Pokemon collection of cards in our closet here. Pokemon is a fun game to play. Yeah, Zelda's wonderful. So many good memories there. Yeah, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA star. How can you forget that, right? I remember Mike Tyson Punch-Out code to get to Mike Tyson 007-373-5369. Is that what it is? Or 5863? These things just burn into your heart, right? 0037363. Shit. It's temporarily lost my mind, but the image is there. You like playing E.T. on the NES? The Atari one is what broke Atari, right? The E.T. was such a terrible game, right? Zelda 64, yeah, that was a good one. That's what I'm talking about. The Zelda 64, that was the last one that I played. I never got beyond it. The puzzles just get real crazy, right? Like more and more puzzles. I hope they make. I watched this. Did you watch remember the Super Mario Brothers Super Show? You can watch all the reruns. We're the Mario Brothers and Plumbing's the game. Every Friday, they would have a Zelda cartoon. I remember this. I can't wait to get to Friday to watch the Zelda cartoon when I was younger. Yeah, remember the Super Mario and Zelda cereal that they had? They had like a dual cereal box. You had Mario Brothers on one side and Zelda on the other. You know, those were some good times. I took all of my sons to see that Mario Brothers movie that came out a few years ago. They're making another one, I heard. You love Grok. That's the caveman on, what was that? The TurboGrafx 16. Remember that? You know what happened to the TurboGrafx 16? Sega and Nintendo got together and says, we're not going to sell our products at your stores until you get rid of that shit. so no more TurboGrafx 16, right? That was some bullshit back then, right? These companies destroying the wonderful TurboGrafx 16. They had a few good games on there, right? Street Fighter was a good one. Yeah, Street Fighter was a good one. The goddess accidentally calls dark energy and dark matter out of her sadness. Does it have any? So you got the whole cosmos figured out here. We've always wondered, where does dark energy come from? Grace will tell you. Grace will tell you. Oh, shit. Where am I at here? You're now God and your Lord, you evil bastard. Who is that? Grok seems to be the most intelligent and best memory for you. We must stop commenting so we catch up. Video games, the best kind of childhood, yeah. Because they have poles up their asses off, right? Witchcraft. Yes, I'm a practitioner of witchcraft. That's what I am. How did you know? I'm going to put a spell on you. Carrie was the first telekinetic movie. Yeah, it was horrible how they treated her, right? Did you see the second Carrie movie? I mean, it got more into the trauma that she experienced from her crazy-ass religious mother, right? It was you had the theme of the good Christian girls wanting to hurt Carrie. Just like in what's interesting in Stranger Things, you have this guy quoting scripture and wanting to go kill people in the name of Jesus, right? This evil jockstrap guy in the movie. What's Jemmy like at contextualizing? Carrie was a creepy movie. Yeah. Anyone watch When a Stranger Calls? Oh, shit. Your Hindu friends told you Gandhi was a nice guy? Yeah, he was in his early life. But he was too obsessed with his celibacy. I mean, that was bullshit what he did in his older age. And shame on his relatives for letting it happen. Sleeping with his young niece, naked. What an asshole, right? What do you guys feel about Xbox price increase? I don't like it. Looking forward to the new one. Yeah, my son next to me here, my 18-year-old, we bought him the Xbox X. That's what he has got right now. And my other ones, they're still playing on the old one. It's like probably about 8 years old. It's still working fine, the regular Xbox S. We started getting Xboxes in 2010. Before that, it was like pure Nintendo. Nintendo only for a while. We had the Wii. You remember that? You put the things on your hands and shit. And then we had the Xbox where it had the moderation, or it was able to have a light, or not a camera that tracked all your movements. That was fun. Now everything's with these 3D goggles. I don't like the 3D goggles. There needs to be some more improvement on that. But they have right now. They have my sons. They have the what are they called? Let me ask. What is your 3D headset called? MetaQuest 3. That's what they have. They have MetaQuest 3. Witchcraft is like spiritual hacking, fellowship with demons. So now that's your bullshit version. That's your bull. Not all witches make deals with demons. There's more Christians who have made deals with demons than witches. The old Friday 13th game, I could never figure that out as a kid. I'm like, I never got to the ending of that one. That was a difficult one. There were some really difficult games that they made. Remember Hide-A-Lie? You go up and bump stuff in order to kill it. You got stuck on A Link to the Past and never played Zelda again. Oh, there's my ED pill salesman. Link to the Past, yeah. The Legend of Zelda 2, A Link to the Past, was a little bit different. It was more of an action versus a top-down version where you had a little bit more control. And the enemy wasn't, what was his name, Gandalf? Or Ganon. It was something else. I forgot what it was. Locker combo. You got an emulator for your NES. You got all the games and hacks. Yeah. Remember the Game Genie? That was a lot. Some of you got the Game Genie back then. That helped you to play all of your Nintendo games. That was a lot of fun, right? Let's see. I think you're going to go eat. Take care, good friend, Iceland. Look at here. We have a Nintendo person here. The founder, Yoshi is here. You like watching Angry Video Game Nerd learning about history? Yeah, he's got some good stuff out there. Remember when you used to remember phone numbers? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even know my own damn phone number now, right? Excuse me, princess. Yep, that was that cartoon, right? You love the Super Mario Brothers Super Show? Yeah, that was funny. Lou Ferrigno, he was Mario, right? Is that what his name was? Lou? No, he was like in wrestling. This guy, I forgot what his real name was, but they'd have like people like stars. And Cyndi Lauper was on there. They had all kinds of like special guests and things. Your friend's mom worked from TurboGrafx. Yeah. Yeah, one of my life's dreams as a child was to go live in Redmond, Washington and become a game counselor. That was my life's goal as a young person. Now they're like obsolete, right? These Nintendo magazines and things to give you tips. Everything's online, right? Let's see here. Shit, where am I at? What, dude? What if did that? I'm kind of pissed off just hearing about that. About Gandhi. Yeah. It's a sad thing. When I heard it, I was upset about it, because I never knew that before. And then I watched a show about him. Yeah, talking about how obsessed he was with his celibacy, that he slept with his niece. I think she's like 14 years old, and the family members let this happen. I mean, who does that to their daughter? I mean, that's bad, right? You want Super Nintendo Epic Universe? That's a ton of fun. Father Deacon, yeah, I think with the console prices hike, your daughter wants the Steam box. Yeah, my kids are always asking for that, I have a high-powered computer system here. There's no need for a Steam box. We have Steam on here. You can play all your games on here, my sons and daughters. You have no opinion on Gandhi? Spellcraft is a way of life. New to this channel, what's it about? Video games. Video games. Which god is right? I don't know. You have light bulbs if you need them. You've been playing Nintendo 64 on your wife's Switch, it had the Game Shark built into its emulator. Yeah. Father Deacon, no, Lou Ferrigno was Hulk. Yes, you're right. That's right. Lou something. I forgot what he was, like a wrestler. He was a wrestler or something. You're so vulnerable to attack, buddy, to demonic position without realizing it. Nope. That's your crazy, messed up fantasy. There's no demons here. Nice to see you, Primo. I hope you're all welcome to heaven. Yeah, whatever. Jesus is my life. He mows your lawn and speaks Spanish. Drinks Modelo. Jeez. Father Digo, yeah, the Steam box will just be more powerful than the laptop she's using right now. Yeah. I never got PlayStation. That's one of the. I never did PlayStation at all. You play Atari still? Yeah. Atari for me was like boring when I was a kid. I'm like, how many times am I going to see the same screen over and over again? You like the Steam Deck? You do? Lou Albino? I like two gods that tell me I'm magical and badass, not full of sin. Yeah. That seems more appropriate, right? To have gods like that that don't want to say, you're the problem, I'm mad. That to me, that's more. Commodore 64. Yeah. When I was younger, I had also damn it, I don't need any ED pills. I had an IBM. Remember those giant computers, IBM? And I would play all kinds of DOS games on there. Those were some good times back then. You asking a witchy dude in a priest suit about Jesus? Yeah, whatever. He's the guy who played Mario in the 1980s. Yeah, yeah. He was also, what was he in? He was in a music video as well. I can't remember which one. Don't insult my intelligence. Well, get the hell out of here. You don't want to hang out with pagans, leave. Commodore 64, being 8 years old, was a magical thing in the 80s, right? Remember Montezuma's Revenge? That was a big Nintendo 64 game. When people are mad, that's their problem. That's right. You own the PET VIC 2064 and 128 as well. All other vintage computers. Yeah. Yeah, those were fun. I really enjoyed, one of my favorite big games on my IBM was To Err Is Human, the King's Quest 3. And that was just like a phenomenal experience. And having to call this Sierra hotline to get help, you'd spend like $1 a minute. My grandma gets the bill. What the hell are you doing? You got $100 here for a phone bill? Yeah, because you couldn't. It would take you forever without hints, right? To beat the King's Quest games, you'd really have to. For a young little child, I mean, that's a lot of difficulty in all of the clues. That was like one of my favorites there. Finding the proper ingredients to make the cookies to turn the evil wizard into a cat. Remember that one? That was fun. Good to see you, Yogan Androgynous. You're androgynous here. You have both private parts. I'm hoping he says how intelligent he is so I can insult it. Yeah. He's whipping his intelligence out at you. Look at my intelligence. How dare you insult my intelligence here? There's all kinds of craziness here, right? Some of these Christian fundamentalists, they know everything. They know everything. And if you try to challenge, you need to read the Bible. You're taking it out of context. There he goes. There he goes. You ask and you receive. Hey. You care more about gaming than Jesus. Yeah, Jesus is evil. I'm not interested. Almighty God is angry with you, buddies. Don't care. You love the dangling participles in King's Quest. Yeah, that was a fun game. Oh, another good NES game is Metal Gear. The first one, that was something else, right? The translation of the language was so bad in it that these had these crazy sayings, but that was a fun game. It was like one of my all-time favorites was Metal Gear 1. Going and infiltrating this organization and this giant supercomputer. You're shooting all your rockets at it, and having to navigate through that maze without help. Eventually you learn, you go up twice, left, down, and then left into the secret prison of there. You remember that? Some of you played Metal Gear. I learned how to. I remember spending hours trying to figure out that damn maze because I didn't have any instruction manual or hints for that. That was difficult. But if you couldn't get to that part, you couldn't make it through the desert because you didn't have the antidote for the scorpions that would sting you. Let's see here. You want to play King's Quest games again? They have a new one. The last time I played video games, Sierra made a 3D called The Cave on Steam. They made it in 3D and not 3D, but I played it on my son's headset. It was a wonderfully that Sierra game. It was an older game that they remade. It was wonderfully done, wonderfully done. Yeah, I love the Sierra company. They have brought many great memories to my life. Quasicato's mad at us. Oh, shit. Father Deacon, I'm actually tempted to get the new Metal Gear Solid Delta, the remake of the MSG3. Well, I never went back beyond the Nintendo versions. I never got into the other versions of the Metal Gear. I'm sure they're quite interesting. That was great. Metal Gear Solid was hard to beat. Yeah, Solid Snake, man, he was a wonderful character, right? You know, I remember going in that. It was in the Metal Gear 2. It brought in all kinds of new ways that you could do your experience. Metroid, I forgot to mention Metroid. That is a wonderful game. Metroid 1, where you get to see Zero Suit Samus, right? All the teenage boys. We want to see the naked lady, you know, in her underwear, right? Going and defeating Mother Brain. And you get, when I was younger, I did not understand Zero Suit Samus until I was an adult. I'm like, okay, I get it now. You take the lady's clothes off. I didn't know it was a lady until like Metroid on the Super Nintendo, the GameCube. You know, that was a really good one. Good memories. Metroid is a lot of fun. The Metroid universe, going and blowing up that Mother Brain. You know, sitting there. You know, if you had the special controller with the rapid fire, right? That was the best one. You just push the button, all your rockets go into the brain. You know, before you get one of those things, those amoeba hitting you. You know, that was a lot of fun. Keradwin is the way, the truth, and the cauldron. No one comes to the Alwyn but there. Yeah, I agree. You love Metal Gear Solid. You have 8 billion almighty God lovers. Man of meekness. Don't give a shit here. Take care, Hobo Road Warrior. Good to have you here. Gods be with you. Blessed be. Oh, ghouls and goblins. That was difficult, right? You know, I remember first playing that in an arcade before it was on NES. So many damn quarters. So many damn quarters. That was very difficult. It took the wildest path through Metal Gear Solid franchise, yeah. The Final Fantasy, though, that was a really well done. I didn't follow it after the Super Nintendo version. That was phenomenal, right? What was the Kafka? Remember Kafka? I mean, the ultimate villain right there. That was like the best one for me, getting the embers and everything. That was like a really good. I really enjoyed it. But after that, it got really crazy for me. I just couldn't get into it. When you were younger, is that pre-Columbian era? Yeah. I used to ride on dinosaurs and shit when I was younger. Take care. Not going to win here over you, condemn you. Yeah, tell them. Fundamentalist siege. Tell your Christian buddies here. They're not going to win by being dickheads. There's different ways to convert us. You know, try giving us money. That might help. You know, give me your money. That might help me to convert. You know, lust is powerful sin with painful consequences. Well, quit jerking off all the time. I mean, you'll stop hurting your penis. Let's see. Baseball All-Stars. Oh, yeah, that was a good one, right? Blades of Steel. That was a good. Damn, I don't need any erectile dysfunction medicine, damn it. Blades of Steel. That was a lot of fun, right? I'm talking about childhood video games, and Enzo the Dick comes on, right? Kafka, yeah, the villain who wanted the whole world to burn because it was Tuesday. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a difficult game to beat. When they said not to use turbo controller to beat the torture section, and else they knew they would lie. It turboed the hell out of this. That turbo controller was so helpful. I have calluses on my hands still from my Nintendo days. You know, right here, right on the ends here, holding the controller. You know, I'm glad that there's controller improvement nowadays. That was like torture, that little square thing. You know, they had something called Nintenditis that was diagnosed because of this. All right. Let's see here. One of the most beautiful pieces of media you've experienced. Yeah. Witcher 3. Oh, I love The Witcher 3. That was wonderful. making me want to go back to video games now. It's been a couple of years. I just don't have the time to play. Now, if there's another Elder Scrolls game, that might get me back. That might get me back. See here. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you. With that being said, Jesus loves you all. All right, thank you. I'm on disability for my micro P and ED. You get money from the government for your erectile dysfunction? I should try that. Maybe I can get some money. The guest was awesome. Let's see here. You still have to save Ultima, the Ultima Kika from Final Fantasy VIII. Yeah, speaking of that, Ultima, that was the Lord British saving his ass over and over again. The Ultima franchise, those were the hardest ass games because there was nothing to help you. There's no tricks. The last one, the 3D version, which was poorly done. I never even played it. You know, they've remade it and they've made it better. Some of the people who modded that was those games. The world of Ultima was wonderful. I remember seeing, Lord British. He the person is he went to Russia to go to fly in space, as you can. He gave him like $1 million, the Russian space, and was an astronaut. I mean, this guy lived a wonderful life, and his house. I remember watching on like a homes with secret passages. I'm like, oh, that's Lord British. His house had like secret passages and shit in it. I'm like, oh, he had such an awesome house. Oh, let's see here. The first Diablo was hard. Oh yeah. I actually figured out how to be invulnerable through the entire final phase of the boss fight in 8. Interesting. Oh, in Ninja Gaiden. Oh, damn, that was hard. There was no codes for that shit. And it's only like you only get one shot at it and you have to start over again. Oh, man, those were some Battletoad shit. Battletoads, oh, that was difficult. That was like torture. Getting it right, doing it over and over again until you get it right. You people who play modern video games, you did not know that the stress that we suffered as young people in the Nintendo era, having nothing to help you. Now you can just hack into the games, right? You didn't have that shit there. Hammerfell is expected to be out this century. yeah, this century. I thought they were going down to the swamp area, the dark, what is it, the Black Mist Marshes. I heard that was going to be the next one. Look, every man needs a hobby, but my spirit tells me that you aren't spiritually loving, caring person. Not to people who are dickheads like you. No, I'm not interested in your religion. You're being rude. We are not interested in having that conversation with you. We have made it known to you, and you keep rubbing your Christian penis in our faces. We're not interested in it. So, well, anyways, I got to get going. I got to take my son somewhere to go to his friend's house. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I won't be here this evening because I'll be watching Stranger Things. So thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. I do this every day. A wonderful conversation we had here today. Take care of yourself.